Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing today? We've got some housekeeping to take care of before we have Hyami. He is waiting on deaf mute, so we don't want to be too mean to him. This is kind of a weird song to have in the chill beats folder. I'm gonna be honest, but it is what it is. Artist? Dude, Spotify redid their UI. Not a fan. Some things look really clean, but others do not. Anyway. Handsome host alert. Those are the rumors. No, new Spotify UI is meh. Yeah. No, I 100% agree. All right. I want to get through the housekeeping we have to do because, like I said, I got a great guest who was actually a player in the tournament in Hyami. Not to mention a stand-up guy overall. So, let's get to it. So right off the bat, we've got to take care of the ego massaging and also decide our player of the series. So I had to go back a little bit to talk about, or at least to figure out like what my predictions were, because it's been a few days, right? We had the whole unfortunate situation with Wildcard. Unfortunately, we were able to wrap up that series. Everyone's okay over there. Daption had to be emergency subbed out. Yasin stepped in, did great, but it was not enough to overcome IMTA, as they did 2-1 Wildcard, which I did predict. So I am now 7-4-5. So 16 series, 11 right, with a 7 perfect game score, which I think is not too bad, and then 5 where I was wrong. EG accounted for 2 of those. And then TLA accounted for 2 of those. And then the other one was FlyQuest over, or no. Oh, yeah, the other one was this. I thought that Barrage mid-game could give nowhere to run for their money. Due to nepotism, no, man. I thought that TL was a really strong team, and I thought that Barrage's mid-game, they match up well against Noorg. The record against them was 6-4. They're the only team that's beaten Noorg on blue consistently. Like, actually split games with them. Anyway, I was wrong. But to get into exactly why I was wrong, let's bring in Hyami here, as we'll just get this going real quick. Hyami, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. We had our team meeting after our unfortunate losses recently, but felt good getting things out.
That's good. That's always good to have those post wraps. And yeah, it was a good showing from you guys. I know that wasn't the result that you guys wanted, and I know that the 0-4 looks bad, but you guys did give TSM a run for their money in a couple of the games. So
Yeah.
That's
And at the end of the day, we still made proving grounds, so
yes.
it's a start.
Going from the 12th seed to being one of the 6 amateur teams to qualify, I'd say is something that you can definitely ride home about. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So Hyami, it might help if I shared where we were at for Discord for you, but
yeah, that would work a little better.
Once we do that, and then we'll bump the quality up. I know that Winter's not here yet, but he's gonna want this. So Hyami is someone who has actually participated in all of the, or in Proving Grounds, and also someone who has competed against these teams quite a bit. What was your expectation for this series, the first one, Noorg versus Barrage?
I mean, if I had to do a prediction before, I probably would have said Noorg 2-0.
Yeah.
Just because I think Noorg's strengths through like Enda are basically match up against Fnatic, which I believe is the best player on Barrage by far. And if Fnatic can't carry the game, I feel like Noorg is just outclassing in every other role. So
yeah, fans really good. I know I had Barrage 2-1. I was really high on Barrage after how they played against TL, and I thought that Noorg would be vulnerable to making the same mistakes in the mid game. And this comp actually really threw me for a loop from Noorg.
For Viper,
as oh no, I don't want to get DMCA'd here. Okay, as we get both drafts coming in, so I know that I had one of the win conditions for Noorg, obviously playing through early game. They have that. They actually threw the Seraphine mid and the Tristana bot, which is like really interesting. because I was expecting it to be the opposite, because Value has yet to lose on Seraphine. They usually play through a mid-jungle duo. You know, you can play Tristana in the Ziggs. It's not the greatest of all time, but you can do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the main reason they flex the Tristana to bottom is because Ziggs is just so efficient at like dealing with the waves, right, and never losing tower.
Yeah.
So
it's one of those cheesy APA strats that actually ended up working out. Definitely changed up the flavor for pick ban. So Fire takes the utility mid, which he's very good at, to be fair, historically, but they also have the whole like Anda Fire just helping out Viper. And then the strong topside duo for No Org against Barrage going for more of the teamfight angle. The Alistar, the Udyr, the Ziggs, just beefcakes trying to get Jinx resets, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I think the most interesting thing from draft for me is being willing to give away the Udyr without having the Hecarim to match it, right? Because that's the jungle matchup we've seen so much of, and it's honestly a bit off-putting having Udyr into not Hecarim. Because it's just such a strong pick for jungle.
So this is the funny thing is too is that Anda has yet to play Hecarim all of Proving Grounds.
Interesting.
I know that like I bet he can play it. I would not be surprised if he does by the end of the tournament, but he's yet to play it. Because he likes the AP counters into it. To be fair, like if he gets Nidalee into Hecarim, like that's I would take Norg in most of those situations because they are good at drafting support around it too.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, we got a spicy level 1 immediately. I guess what are you looking to do? Like for both of these teams and like team comps, I think that like obviously the goal is to get Jinx resets and for No Org to prevent that. What do you think like the opening path should be as we like start to like play things out for both these junglers? Like in like the Lilia Udyr matchup.
Yeah, for me, the Lilia Udyr matchup, Lilia really has to prioritize getting every Raptors there is. So whether it's doing Raptors, any Raptors, Red Raptors, or level 1 invades, that type of stuff, I think that's the win condition for No Org. Whereas Fnatic wants to just get as many camps as he can without, and then uses his tempo advantage from just clearing so fast.
Shout out to
I would
Niles
expect
and Kachuna for the follows.
And to do Red Raptors, invade the Raptors, and then Udyr has to sack that and just go down to camp on first clear.
Yeah, so this is actually something that I pointed out in the cast as well, because like whenever there's a Lilia in the game, I like to talk about the unique clears that she can do, because she can do a lot of unique clears. And I was surprised to not watch No Org go for something like Raptors to Raptors here. Or I think Raptors to Raptors is like a little bit risky, but they could have also late invaded Raptors if they kept Rel up top, and it would have worked out okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think in terms of Raptor, it's a little bit awkward having to do a buff by yourself as Lilia. So I think that's where the leash really helps out a lot. Yeah,
I also know that EGP and Tomio have been doing Raptors to Krugs, and he will queue red buff on the way to keep the move speed up.
Yep.
I love that jungle path because you get your second spawns like of those camps faster. You get the red buff on the map for more time. And I was actually kind of bummed to see No Org go for this start. I was hoping that like if you're gonna start on this side of the map as Lilia, I feel like you want to go Raptors Krugs red.
Yeah, I agree. Especially the main benefit of that path for me is utilizing the aggressive bottom lane, right? The Tristana, the Rel, they're willing to fight. And if you full clear your red side fast enough, you can just invade on the blue buff. And then Udyr has to trade the top side, which is favored for No Org.
Yeah. Niles in here saying that Rhinecton's a bit piss useless level 1 for Raptors. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But PCL, if like he's like up in that brush and they late invade, then they don't see it. They could trinket it. It'd be tough for him to respawn. That said, we do have full clears, which definitely is advantage Barrage, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Just based on Udyr being the stronger clearing jungler.
Yep. Yeah, if he doesn't sack anything early to Lilia, pretty good.
Yep.
I also like APA. He refreshes that ward to protect Raptors. Obviously it gives him a little bit of safety, but like they're also just trying to make sure that Lilia is like not gonna go for like any cross maps for like the in the mid.
Yeah, now the main thing for me is just the second round of camps, right? Because nothing should happen in any lanes. Both junglers just pathing opposite sides.
Yeah, so this is actually really weird. Fan skipped over Krugs. Do you know why he would skip over Krugs? Because I didn't have an answer for that during the cast.
the only answer that there is that if Lilia does the path I said, the red Raptors,
Yeah.
you need to be able to take your Raptors second so that they're just dead and Lilia can't do them.
Okay.
And I'm assuming he was expecting that invade and it just didn't work out.
Oh, okay. So, like, if Lilia starts on red and goes straight to Raptors, you need to go... okay, you can't be doing Krugs during that. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
you
that
don't
makes
have
sense.
time.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because this is, like, kind of awkward, because, like, if it's full clearing, like, you expect this to be, like, fully Udyr favored, but Anda
Yep.
actually is out clearing Udyr, and then also goes to steal up the Kruggies next.
Yeah, I mean, if he gets the Raptor respawn, like just stays on map after Krugs and get the Raptor respawn, I think the game is really over for Fnatic at this point.
So yeah, Anda's already... he doesn't get the full camp, but still he gets the big ones, which is pretty good. Fnatic is able to clean up the rest, which is... Misses out on XP, but overall goal-wise, it's actually not too bad. And then he's spotted on a ward walking into this lane, which was... I think this is fine from him, because like they just saw jungle top, and like he's giving PCL safety to shove in. And he had nothing else to do, so I think that's a decent use of time.
The thing I wanted to highlight about the Krug take is that Alistar actually had the first move from base. That's the only reason that I think Anda just didn't continue and didn't take the Raptors after.
Okay.
Which changes a lot for jungle.
Yeah. Yeah, I also like... I feel like the word actually from PCL was a little... Oh, he's going for the Gromp respawn, so I kind of like that. He does give up a lot of his own lane tempo for that. But he gets in a pretty deep ward when he crashes.
Yeah.
Alright.
I just don't know how much value that information gives Barrage, because no matter what, they expect Lilia to path up again.
Yeah,
so
they had lost tracking
Raptors or
on
Krugs
her.
is better.
Yeah, I feel like he doesn't need to go that deep. Like, he could just, like, save it for River, and it's, like, just as valuable. And he might have been able to pick up a little bit of tempo. Yeah, this game ended up being, like, really quiet, but Barrage actually walked out with an early game lead against Noorg, which... Different flavor comp from Noorg, but a little bit different to see as Fan skips over his Krugs and bullies out for the Crab. I like that. It's good use of Udyr.
Yeah. Now, as Udyr, I think his goal is just to full clear down into Dragon and utilize his bottom lane. Because if they can get Dragon stacking with the Jinx comp, I think it favors them.
Yeah, I like that. And also, if there is a world where they can get that before Rift spawns, because Renekton's gonna should still have prio like in this lane, especially like picking up some levels.
What have you heard about this top matchup? Because I've heard various Volibear counters Renekton, Renekton counters Volibear. I never hear a straight answer about it.
I don't know after the Renekton ult changes, but it doesn't change the matchup till 11. I still think that this matchup is Renekton favored. Because you can theoretically break the shield, right? Hold on, we do have our first play coming in. So Anda has 6. And it was actually a pretty nice play from Winter to escape here. Because Anda's never so big misses because Winter dodges forward, and then Anda's never able to get anything off that can sleep him.
Yeah, I think
so it's actually
Anda actually had a Q flash angle. He could have gone both slept and probably gotten the Alistar kill, but missed out of the window.
I agree. I don't know exactly how the VoD Renekton matchup goes, but like theoretically, like the fact that like Renekton can break shield and also like Renekton can control the length of the trade against Volibear, because like Volibear just wins the extended trades, right?
Yep.
But yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Maybe Niles has more. That was a really nice satchel charge from APA. I actually didn't know about that interaction until he just pulled it off on the cast.
He knows his zigs.
Yeah, he does. Those fucking pocket picks, man. Renekton can never commit E or Volley will win all in. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so this is where things get really weird, actually, in the game. Because Noorg is starting up this Herald. Lilia is skipping over her top camps to do this. And then Barrage steal it.
Yeah, I think this is just very poor setup from Noorg.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, they just don't have Seraphine in river first. Lilia's not that good at doing objectives by herself, and then
Yeah,
they
so
just
so they
get on
sent
her.
up their bot lane to like kind of get Fa prio almost.
Yeah. They probably just expected a give, and then
Yeah.
caught off guard.
So Renekton is spaces with Q and gets pushed. Yeah. Yeah, you just have to save your E. Because extended trades go Volibear's way always. He's the Scrim God champ. So Fan dies for this, but honestly, I thought this was a fine trade for Barrage. Like, they just stole all the tempo away from Norg with that play, and then Gorica hits the Hail Mary, which is kind
I
of a
think if the
miracle.
ulti doesn't hit, it's still a favor to Norg, but with the 1-for-1, it's definitely fine for Barrage.
Somewhat, but Anda skipped over all his top camps for that. So, like, he falls behind a lot for that play going the side of Barrage. And then Barrage gets back out on the map, and they take Drag. Because, in a weird sense, they actually have first say on the map.
Yeah, they do. I mean, to me, it just doesn't seem that bad for Enda because he's just full clearing down, right?
Yeah.
But
But yeah, he went from being up to like being down 3 camps because of that. Just because like the time investment was big.
yeah, he's held it for a while.
Yeah. And now we get to the dragon stacking where you talk about with the Jinx. They haven't gotten one yet. Oh yeah, this is weird. So Fire goes for the all-in when Enda's like bot side in base and Fan just runs him down, and then bot lane just takes the dragon.
Yeah,
and it catches the wave.
He just wanted to ego a little bit, I think.
Yeah,
There's
no,
no reason
it's
to fight.
definitely greed from Fire.
Yeah.
Because yeah, his junglers are not in position.
This play would be good if they had the Rift Herald, but unfortunately.
I think the babysit's fine though too. He had nothing else to do on the map.
Yeah, just waiting for camps and then another full clear down, maybe leading into a play towards bot side.
Yeah. That's like the other tricky part though for Noorg is like they don't really have anywhere to like make plays in the moment.
Yeah, I mean the only way to do it is go through mid, but their mid 2v2s.
Yeah, and they just lost flash
Bad.
mid. Yeah. Yeah, so they tried to commit Zig's ult for that, but they end up just committing Herald, and then Zig still catches the wave. And Barrage, all of a sudden, they're up in the early game against Noorg, which we haven't seen.
Yeah, I think Barrage is just outplaying in the early game.
Yeah, they played well. The only concern is that PCL is just down. I didn't see exactly how that happened, but I kind of figured that like the babysit and then him like just sacking for his team in tempo is just like ended up catching up.
Yeah.
As Norg.
I think it's also, I mean, to some extent you have to mention the player gap, right?
Yeah,
Viper
yeah. Viper's
is
really
going to
good.
naturally win.
Viper's really good.
I mean, okay, now in my eyes, Barrage has the game under control, and they just need to be able to get moves from their bottom lane to just go into mid. And once they break mid, the game is just really free.
Yeah, so the interesting thing from Barrage is that I feel like at this point of the game, like they should be playing for almost like Ziggs Brio to like use his W to like break turrets.
Yeah, I agree.
Like the sides. Like if they get Ziggs Prio here, like you can just walk top. Now they do have numbers for this rift, and they just get it for free.
Yeah, if they get the rift and then the dragon and then rift mid lane.
Yeah, I think they just drop rift right here. So they get Fire's flash for Winter's flash ult. And they get a big chunk down. But Winter burning all that before dragon is a little tricky.
I really don't like that from Barrage. Because they had first setup. They could have gone mid prio on that wave and then gone into bot side with somebody forced to answer the mid wave.
Yeah, and they also lose that top tower or top wave.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like they don't need to go for that, and they can just like blitz it to the dragon. Like you sack the top wave, like if you get the dragon, it's fine. And value would have been like way to the play.
Yeah, exactly. Because now they lose the dragon, right? And they lose also their turn on the map, so Noorg can create pressure towards mid or bot tower.
Yeah, and they lost 2 waves top.
Yeah. And slow pushing away, swapping back into it feels really bad.
Yeah, so they lost about 1k in their gold lead with that play. So that was the first dupes from Barrage. Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this was a bit interesting.
Oh, we are not serious.
Yeah, that
Wait, in this
value
game?
yeah, value had that's not his only one. He was off on the Triss this game.
Yeah.
But and because of that now, like Barrage are just back on track, right? Because Gorica's jinx, so that tower's dead.
Yeah, and now it comes back to who breaks mid lane, right? And I think it should be Barrage.
Yeah, the jinx Ziggs is actually pretty good here. The big thing that Barrage is missing in this one as we go on is like they have so much over the top damage with Ziggs and with Jinx, and they just like they're so close to like syncing it up in a couple fights, and they just aren't able to. Like just because Noark has flash, or like they're just able to like sneak out because like Barrage like just mistimes it like by a hair, and Barrage's executes are like a little bit better as we go on.
Yeah,
Or Noark's executes on Barrage are just better as they go on.
Yeah, I mean at some point you have to account for just Seraphine, right? Seraphine is basically an infinite scaling champion.
Yep.
And cannot lose at a certain point, so...
Yep. That kind of ends up happening. Also, things... Yeah, well, we won't spoil everything, but... Because I know you said, like, you caught, like, some of these games, or, like, not a lot?
Honestly, I don't remember, but I was watching on and off for most of these games. I haven't seen any of this game, actually.
Okay. That's good, because this is, like, one of the first early games that I saw Noorg, like, just kind of get outplayed.
Yeah, I mean, I think the two main things... I really like the Fnatic's pathing, actually. The Red Raptors, and then when Lilia sacked so much tempo for the Rift and lost it, that's when the early game really...
Yeah, that was the real big one.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is a bit of a weird setup, because, like, you talk about, like, breaking mid and, like, the importance of this, right?
Yep.
And so Noorg, like... had this weird reset where Fire like walks top, and I think they think that Viper's like gonna go back bot. And then I just kind of want to see how this full play pans out. And they just overstack mid because like they can catch that bot wave later. And they just take the turret for free because APA is not mid. So I feel like APA like needs to still be mid, but like they also did crash a double wave in the bot lane, so
I think the issue is why was APA catching the mid wave before? Because he caught the mid wave and then walked down. I just want to see that. Yeah, because he has to cover for Jinx's reset, and that's why they lose the tempo on this. Because if he's on bot wave, he rotates in for the next mid wave.
Oh, and they sent Jinx to red, and so that's why they put him bot.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that last wave just had to be covered by...
I think if I'm APA too, like you might want to like step up and like ult this wave. Like I know like burning ult before dragon kind of sucks, but or it feels suckish, but you do save your mid if you ult this wave.
Yeah. Because now they have to find a way to regroup through mid, and then they are just opting into 5v5 into Seraphine, right? Their gold lead is essentially gone.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. You're gonna like this play.
I mean, I like the flank so far. This looks good for Barrage. Yeah, this looks good for Barrage.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's some great fighting, actually. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I like this like identification from Barrage and like the flank. This is honestly one of the cleanest setups I've seen so far this tournament, like for any fight.
Yep.
From Barrage. This was so good by PCL and Winter. Like, look at how dead Noorg are here.
Yeah, I think they just really understood their win con, right? They have to get on the Seraphine, and they have to have the flanks on Alistar and Volibear, and they got those.
I cannot emphasize like how screwed Noorg's comp is with this setup from Barrage.
Yep.
And like this state. It's a really good play.
I mean, the main thing that went wrong, right, is that they just didn't have enough damage to kill the Seraphine early. Like, Jinx can't get on. They didn't have Ziggs ulti, or they used it early. Yeah, they used it early.
I mean, Fire still ends up getting
He still
killed
gets
in the
really low.
end, but and they did like isolate Lily in the front line, and then Big just like got zoned off, so like, he had to reset. So they have a 5v3, and then Winter went to sweet combo.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that was a really good fight from Barrage.
You love to see it. Wow.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Oh no.
feels bad, man.
Wait, it does matter. I mean, to me, Barrage just needs to sync back up, play 2 waves, set up to around Nash now, right? That's what I see.
Yes, somewhat. I think that you can use those objectives though to continue baiting the Org into like bad fight situations.
Yeah.
And I think that Barrage, and because Barrage has yet to knock down mid tower, I think they actually run into a couple issues here. Because they start Baron without proper setup. And they aren't able to find an angle.
Yeah, I mean, Volibear's just on the Baron, right? So he's going to be useless for the fight.
Yep, and then Anda lands asleep onto Jinx, and so the DPS has to stop, and now watch this combo from Norg.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So, any lead you had is just done. It was a bummer of a call for Barrage.
Yeah, what a shame. Because, I mean, like we said, in the last fight, they perfectly understood their win condition, and in this fight, it feels like they just forgot.
Oh, they played the last fight so well, and then this one, they just, like, tried to play so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think they did it on awkward waves, because Seraphine got the push back on top. They didn't actually have a mid-wave crashing either.
So they started here right now. And it's just weird.
Every wave is bad, right? Top is pushing back into them. They never got it shoved. They have Renekton on bot with possible TP flanks.
Yeah, like I feel like if you fixed, I kind of like get like I feel like they just felt like really pressured because like the Seraphine exists.
I mean, to some extent they're right. They're on a bit of a clock, but
this is this is the right timing for Barrage to fight. Like Value doesn't have too much range yet. Fire doesn't have like a bunch of items. They just want to fight. They have a couple flashes down they can punish, which is favorable for Barrage because like they have two, like their front line's like pretty vulnerable to like having flashes be up if you're the enemy team. But they just trip over their feet.
Wait, so where did Winter end up in this fight? Because he's the main flanker, right? PCL is good at flanks, but it's not essential. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, they just aren't able to find an angle. Yeah. Like, maybe if we, like, Hex flashes, like, over the wall and Gorica doesn't get slept, they can, like, buy enough time to just, like, melt Baron and then get out with, like, just dropping Winter. That's a good play, too.
Yeah. I just don't think...
possible.
I don't think being in the enemy blue side is where he has to flank from. I think
right, and that's why the mid tower being up's, like, still an issue.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh my god.
Yeah, Value had a tough game. He brings it back in the later fights, but yeah.
Yeah, it's been rough so far.
Yeah. He had a couple Malphite ult attempts. Oh yeah, I actually like this from Barrage. So they like fast reset, they get control over the river, and they're just like looking for picks and trying to replicate the flank they had. But Norg does a much better job defending this time, if memory serves correct.
I mean, I see the issue already. It's that Barrage just funneled into the Norg team in general when they had setup first. They just gave up the setup to try and save the mid wave.
Yeah. Also, they know that AP doesn't have flash. And look at this, because these satchel charges.
Yeah, it re-angles. Oh, it doesn't.
But it doesn't.
Oh.
That was so weird. And he just gets smoked. Yeah, so he's not even able to press R.
I just don't think it would matter though, because the
No,
setup
this is the
same as last
it's
fight.
the perfect fight. It's the perfect fight for Noorg.
Yep.
I agree with you on that.
Well, Seraphine carried the entire game, being able to win every front to back.
Yeah, I mean, like, if APA Gorka, they don't have flash, Barrage is, like, just critically out of position here.
Yeah. Also, if I saw, APA bought QSS after this fight.
Did you really?
I think that's what I saw. Oh, no.
Oh,
Okay,
Gorka
it was
did.
Jinx. Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
That makes a little bit more sense. It's like, APA is known for some cracked builds. I don't know about that one.
No, especially since he has Spellbook, being able to switch to Cleanse.
Spellbook is balanced.
Well, Noorg just wants more reasons to 5v5, so they just play 2 lanes and then sweep all the flank wars, and they should just win.
Yeah, I actually like how Fan's fixing that wave right here. Like, just like getting rid of like one of the Baron waves. It's good. I also really like how Viper's holding this wave back so they crash at the same time. It's good play from him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just not sure where Winter can go to get a good engage.
Yeah, this game ends up ending pretty fast.
Because Winter's looking in the right spots. This is where he would want to flank from, but they just can't set it up. Oh, wow. He still dies?
Dude, Ziggs just gets out interacted here. He eats one ball.
Okay, ulti misses.
Viper's still able to get.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just Renekton one shot. Wow.
With Moonstone. So yeah, that's pretty costly because now 2 inhibs fall.
Yeah, I mean, the game is completely over.
I did like I feel like Barrage like the Rift Herald play is like a tad bit lucky, but also like they had a decent early game plan for this. It's just like that Baron they just chucked.
Yeah, and maybe the draft isn't as good as I thought. Because they're just low damage against Seraphine, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Some people say that Jinx is always enough damage for a comp, but it's not. Definitely not here.
I mean, it is like in a world where she like can't get touched, but she can in this world. And thoughts on Jinx build? Oh my god. That's my AD carry. We always talk about Jinx builds. Oh man.
I mean, what do you think of the Jinx build? I think it's good.
I think RFC would have been really nice.
Yeah, the Lord Doms is not necessary this game. I think if it was like the Hecarim or an Udyr on the enemy team, like some kind of camp tank jungler, it would be good, but...
Yeah, there's still 3 health stackers, so I think it's okay. But I think RFC instead of PD would be good.
Really? I was thinking IE instead of Lord Doms.
Yeah, I'm with that too. I like RFC a lot though on Jinx. Like the RFC Kraken Slayer procs are disgusting.
That's true.
And then okay, so they just lose a member, they get zoned out of Baron. They block the Jinx ult, go amateur.
Yeah, I mean.
And then I think Noorg just wipes his fight. Yeah, watch Viper in this fight actually. That Viper's worth watching. This guy's so good at this game. So we're gonna get on Gorica and force QSS immediately.
Yeah. Oh wow, Winter.
And then we're just gonna chain CC that with 5 fire.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Wow. That was a disappointing game.
Yeah, I was a little I was kind of bummed like at the Barrage Baron call as well, but also it was nice to see Noorg like come back and won.
Yeah. But like we said, the dragon fight was really, really beautiful to look at.
Yeah, no, that dragon fight was actually one of the best setups I've seen so far. in the entire tournament. Like, that was unreal. What is this ad? Oh, it's Uber. Oh, he's feeding his kid.
There's been a lot of Uber ads recently.
It's because they're trying to compete with Lyft, and
They also had drama about their drivers, right?
yeah, exactly. Because more people are picking Lyft because Lyft pays drivers better. I remember Wolverine going off about the Malphite versus Scion here.
Okay, let me see.
Okay, here we go.
Wow. Norg won draft super hard.
Okay.
Yeah, I just like I see the Udyr, right? And like I said, the Udyr versus Hecarim trade is always what seems to be the jungle meta.
Yep.
And they just opt into Volibear, which is just weaker Udyr in every way in my eyes. And then the Jace is a little bit odd, like the Jace Zoe rotation. But that just means that they think Barrage doesn't have enough engage. And maybe a 5P was better engage.
I'm also like, I would have, knowing Five Fire, I would have banned out his Zoe instead of a Victor.
Yeah, probably.
I think you could have traded those bans out, but it is what it is. The Xayah ban, when you have these three, is a really good ban, so I'll give Norg props for that.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's Volibear into Udyr, which is like not a dream. It's playable, but it's like not a dream. Then you have handshake support. You get AD matchup that's not the best for lane, but like pretty good after. I think the big thing here is that APA got his Orianna. It's his most played. He's been really good at it this year. He's improved a lot. But then you get this setup for Norg, and things get pretty gross. If they're able to have shove in all three lanes with Udyr.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of pure matchups, it seems like Barrage is fine. Maybe if their 5P was different, because they opt into a losing matchup, but...
So the Zoe Orianna matchup early is very, very, very Zoe favored.
Yeah.
And that's like, she just mercilessly shoves in Orianna. And that's why I really like this draft for Norg, because it's exactly what the team wants to do identity-wise, right? I can see what Barrage is trying to do, like knowing their identity, but like the only lane they have prio in is bot because of Jinx rockets, and it's like not like it's not like you have like super prio on it, right? It's not like Zoe into Ori where it's like every single wave you can like make a play if you get ahead, like by, and also like 1 through 5 every single wave you can make a play.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I think your point that like this is everything Norg wants is like completely accurate. Prio mid, strong early game jungler, super aggressive top lane, and then reliable bot lane champions, right? They just get everything they want, and then they should
big
be
and
able to
value just do
snowball
their
the team
job.
through Jace.
Yeah. Whoops. All right, so early wards we have blue drop 2 wards on each entrance.
Yeah. Support
Barrage
jungle,
drop 1
reset for
top
sweeps.
to not get cheesed.
I mean, this is just gonna be a full clear jungle game, right? Both junglers gonna path opposite sides, and then it's whatever they can get done on their side. Seems pretty clear.
I mean, the handshake trade does benefit the volley.
Yeah,
somewhat.
if he gets away with it.
So he clears out the Raptors ward for 5 fire. Oh, is this the game?
Are they able to get a top dive?
Yeah, that's...
yeah.
They're setting up for it.
He has to skip the crab, right? No way. We're not going for this.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel like you want to dive this.
Yeah, I mean, okay. The worst thing that happens is
You won for
they just
one.
trade TPs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Like, if... Nah, 5 fire should always TP here. Wow. This is really uncharacteristic from the org too. I feel like they
Yeah,
always do these angles.
and Sion like even warded for it, so like props to PCL for that, right? But
Yep.
because now all of a sudden like you don't have the super stacked wave and Fan's able to cover.
Yep. I mean now Enda has to play off his next full clear, and hopefully the top wave is on his side, and somebody has to come break a freeze.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that would just happen anyway if they play for the dive.
It was a good trade from PCL. He canceled the hammer.
Yep. Actually, yeah, I did see this.
Do you feel like that play is worth it for Fan or no?
No.
No?
Not at all.
I think it kind of is. And a weird, because APA gets free wave mid. And you do save PCL.
I mean, the wave is nice, but I think Zoe could have just opted to walk back towards mid anyway to collect the wave. And then Jace is just going to always win from now on, right? Because there's essentially no kill pressure if neither Volibear or Sion have flash. There's no way to get on the chase. To me, it seems.
Right, so Jace has free 5 minutes.
Yeah. And like I said, the Udyr matchup is always better for Udyr because he's just faster jungler. And he didn't waste any time on that play. And Fan invested his flash. And some of his camps were respawning downwards. The Raptors, Wolves, and Gromp. And now you see he's just down 2 camps. Or 3 camps, rather.
Yeah, and he also gives up some more tempo to make sure that they get this dragon. Which, to be fair, is fine, right? Your Jinx team, you can stack that. You can stack that, so.
Yep.
Right now, like in this meta, I'm actually very, very pro funnel gold early and just play for gold.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that dragons are not that important, and I've seen every team in amateur just like consistently overcommit for Rift Herald and throw games.
I think Rift Herald is really, really broken because it allows you to play for gold.
So Rift Herald's good, but I've seen way too many teams like overcommit to it. I'm like,
yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
I think the main considerations to be had are champions like Jinx and Triss that if you swap against them, you just lose more than you're ever gonna win.
Yep.
But apart from that, I think swapping for Rift or at least roaming support and losing half a wave bottom or something, or even a full wave, is almost always worth it. Especially with the importance of mid tier 1 with both current jungle and mid meta. As you see this game, Ori, good wave clear, Zoe, good wave clear, and then both junglers can't really chase if the mid tower's up. I want to see a play towards top from the org right here. Oh, just has to reset. Because, as you said, the Zoe always gets prior in mid lane, and Udyr was just top side.
Do you want to see him like 3-man it?
Yeah, 3-man it if they can.
Okay.
Or at least Zoe pressure up. Because if Udyr full cleared his top side, gave blue to the Zoe, and then they walk towards top together, with the Rift, the tower can die if they want it. Or they can just deny 2 or 3 waves and get plates. They have the same play available here. Give blue, go this mid wave prio, and then on next top wave, you can pressure the tower.
I think that's what Anda's doing. Just going to check out the Raptors, though, instead. Yeah. I like this a lot, too, from Nora, because they know that Fan just handed over blue, so they know that he's not on the Raptors here. And watch Andapath, he's just going to take them both. Fan was able to sneak in, I think, without them knowing, so this is fine from him as well. But you still have first say for Anda.
Yeah. And again, the tempo advantage in jungle, just having the Udyr into Volibear. Good kill. And then this should result in mid tower.
Wow. Yeah, so I think APA gets caught out here because they were still going for that control ward. And then he just gets...
Yeah, he like dances back and forth.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember seeing this. What a fun W.
Big money value.
Yeah, now the mid tower falls and you lose. They should lose setup on next dragon and lose the dragon.
Yeah, it's like pretty doomed.
So now we have to think about what win conditions Barrage have. Like,
Yeah.
what advantage? And I just don't see much. I think it's flanks again, but
Yeah, I mean, it's team fighting, but they're never going to be team fighting on even footing.
Yep.
Like, it would need to be a gift from no org. And also, like, while this is all going down, like, just look at top CS. Like, Viper is... He picked Jace, and he's using the matchup, right? PCL took something that is, like, can't get dove easily, and they're just getting punished.
yeah, I mean that's always the thing about Viper, right? He picks super aggressive champions, and then nobody matches him. Nobody picks the Aurelion to him,
Yep.
or just aggressive champions.
Yep.
And they just opt in to lose less instead of match it.
Well,
And
they
just
know
always
that
end up
they know
losing.
they can't be him and Anda. It's...
I mean,
I would love
understand
to
that,
see someone
but
try, yeah.
yeah, I think someone should try.
Yeah.
Because sacking is good, but at some point you have to ego check this person.
Yeah. I fully agree. Because, like, this like, early game for Norg, like, we've been kind of, you know, putzing through this, saying, like, oh, yeah, like, this is good, this is good, this is good. Yeah, look at the gold lead. They're up 4K.
Yeah. And as we saw, Barrage was winning the early game last game, and they were only up 1 to 2K, right?
Uh-huh.
Even like 20 some minutes into the game, and now you see how a team that just has better fundamentals and better setups just makes a 1K gold lead.
And also picked full court press comp.
Yep. And now it's just impossible for Norg to for Barrage to defend towers.
Yeah, Barrage
right?
can't do shit now. They lost mid turret, they've lost, and Anda's just running rampant.
Yep. And I just don't see how they can kill Viper on side anymore with their 2 champions.
It's kind of a doomsday scenario.
I mean, the one thing they do have going for them is the dragon stacking. They can use it one of 2 ways, right? They can either give dragons to try and get back gold, or they can fight dragons and bet on the soul, which is Mountain Soul.
So if yeah, well, like also like no Argo, like they just got second rift for free because like all the prio they have.
Yep.
They can get those dragons for free because like all the prio they have too. So like I don't even think like they can like rival gold at this point.
No, I don't think they can either. And the Mountain Soul's not even good for them. It negates some of the poke, but it doesn't make up for the fact that they're going to be low on damage themselves.
Yeah.
That's the thing about the current jungle meta, is that these camp tank junglers are very strong, but if you draft it with tank support and tank top, you're just not going to be killing very many people.
Right, and that's where Jinx, Tristana come in to try and make up for things, but
yeah. It's a question of if it's enough or not.
Yeah.
This game it might be because no Seraphine, but
yeah, like this series, like game 1 was a really good effort from Barrage. They had a good plan. They got a little lucky with the rift, like they were like making good plays, and this game 2, they just got choked and smoked out of the map.
Yeah. I do like seeing Norg being
Oh yeah, sorry. This was an overcommit from Value.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm happy seeing them not overcommit, not chase things too hard, but I was about to jinx it. Oh.
That's a Winter and Fan, clean up. And then this gets pretty crazy.
Well played.
Brawl to the death.
Oh, he actually doesn't. He might just not win, actually. That's crazy.
Viper would have won that with
Really?
red. Yeah, with red and 2 items. And
But he has no armor pen at all. And Menu's not completed, no conquer against the Sunfire.
True.
I mean, they didn't go for it, but
I mean, I would have loved to see some more flips.
I take every 50-50.
Yeah, take every 50-50. You never know. So, Barrage, they try and get set up for this next dragon.
Yeah. I think they would have to threaten as Jace is getting a wave threaten on him, but they didn't go for it on the last wave.
think Norg, they realized this and they just like burned the Baron.
Wow. When did they start? They started right here. After Ender runs up.
Right here.
Wow.
So they
yeah,
have,
they just saw Barrage hover into bot side, and then they see
yeah,
Ori
they have,
bot.
and they have perfect sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just full send it. They have TP on Viper. They have TP on
Yep.
5 Fire, and he can buy a lot of time.
Yeah, it's a good pull. And then Barrage actually realizes decently early too, but it just gets melted.
There's a really nice flash through from Gorica. He flashed the Jace Hammer Q.
Yep.
But
Very well. Yeah, very well fought from Barrage, but
yeah, things get a little bit funky here. Because Viper cut the wave.
Oh, Gorica's in a bad spot.
Yep.
Gorica's in a really bad spot now.
I think maybe if Winter saves E there for like when Jace like tries like go to hammer form, maybe they can pull it off. But
Yeah, I mean,
it was
the awkward
it's
thing.
a tall order.
Barrage has to be like constantly hitting and utilizing their tanks and CC, right? And if they just get space properly like they did, it feels really, really impossible.
Yeah, it's good play from Norg still. I know that they had one small slip up with the 4-for-4 where like Broad just went out and shut down gold, but
Yep.
It's 11-8 with a 9k gold lead. Can't really complain.
Yeah, now the game is really, really over. Jace is just going to take everything if they don't fight. Wait, why didn't they pull the trigger when they used TP? Pygate TP's here for the flank, but and is the only person on midwave actually. Wow.
I think he A walked the wrong way. B they realized they wanted to defend bot. Yeah, it's a split call.
Yeah. I mean, Kai'Sa was already in bottom, and Zoe's always playing over the wall, and there's no way to engage on Udyr, right? So I think it was just the wrong wave to look at, I guess. Yeah, now they get choked out. They have to engage. Wow.
That was a lot of damage.
Value once again killing himself. What is going on?
For the team, though.
I don't think that was it.
Oh my goodness. I forgot how fat these JSQs were this game.
Yeah. Once you get the Sereldas, everybody dies. Yeah, I mean, for that, Barrage had to pull the trigger, and then they got blown up before they could. Oh.
Let's
Oh,
just...
this is... Wow.
It was a Zoe sleep queue, but...
Yeah.
Still.
We'll
just
still
enjoy
a lot. Wow.
Yeah.
It's the Viper show now.
Yeah, Winter overreaches there, but once again, I feel like they have to try something. I can.
They're desperate.
I can get going for desperate plays here.
I know that our team, if we were in this scenario, we just say there's only one way to win, and it's collecting shutdowns. So
Yep.
have to get the Jace shutdown on Jinx, or it's over.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, they have to, Barrage. It's still the same thing, right? They have to engage first, but they don't have the damage to actually kill anything.
Thank God they don't have rubber banding jungle creep XP anymore. It's like, guys,
yeah,
there's only 2 ways to win now: shutdown gold and rubber banding camp XP. Yeah, this game's wrapped.
Well,
it was a good series from Norg.
Yeah, some overcommittals, but overall, I think I mean, I just want to see what they do next against better teams,
Dude,
against
I
some of
think
the
that
academy
I
teams.
still think they're a tournament favorite. Like, I think them and EG are the two best teams right now. EGA, that
Yeah.
is.
EGP is looking strong too. but-
EGP looks good, but they've had a weaker bracket. I think that EGA and Norg have actually been tested. Keep in mind, Norg, that was the hardest quadrant of the bracket they drew, and they got out the top team without dropping
Yeah.
a game.
I mean, they're playing crazy clean. I would also expect them to win the whole thing, but there's potential for what EGA. Honestly, EGP might not win it all, but they're gonna make it far.
EGA is my favorite at the moment. I think
Over Norg?
EGP's looked real. Yeah, I think EGP's looked really good, but against like those top teams, it's gonna be a little. They'll get tested individually.
Yeah. When is the next upper bracket match? The EGP Norg and the C9.
I have the schedule. Here, I'll throw it up. Yeah, the 15th. This is hype.
15th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, both series the same day?
Yeah, both upper
Okay.
bracket series are on the same day. Dude, in the in the next 2 days, 4 teams go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. It's just getting started. The tournament only gets crazier from here.
I know.
The upper bracket is going to be very telling of who's going to win the whole tournament, I think. Because whoever looks the strongest that day, if they can ride that momentum all the way to the end.
Well, also,
Yeah.
like, look at what happens. Like, if you were in the upper bracket at this point, how safe are you? Like, Barrage losing that match, they have to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have to play 5 matches just to get into the final, like the final,
Yeah.
right? Whereas Norg, they won that 1-2. Right?
Yeah.
And they're favored over EGP like pretty heavily. And so the fact that like if you made it out of your quadrant, like, that is huge. The fact that both these teams made it, like both EG teams made it out, is huge. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they've talked a lot about developing talent, right? And it seems like the only org that's really been putting up and showing up.
I mean, those teams are damn good, man. Both of them. I mean, I like to see all the LCS teams like getting more involved. I think it helps like in the long run, but EG definitely deserves some more props for their performance, right?
Yep.
All right, this draft.
Oh my god.
On to the second series, Yami, as Immortals versus Wildcard. So my diagnosis of both these teams is I think that Wildcard, for an amateur team, actually has one of the better early games, even though they're not the strongest amateur team. I would still say the early game, like, they usually have some pretty good game plans and like some pretty decent play coming out of there. And then late game, it's just all about the Team Luke show. Whereas for Immortals, I think that it's all about pretty. And in their like their wins, it's been like their question is like, can they get their early leads like over their finish line? Because we've seen them kind of stumble in a lot of mid games.
Yeah, I mean, for me, honestly, I don't know much about IMTA. I think their bottom lane is good, their jungle is okay, and I don't know anything about their solo laners.
Pretty's been hyped up. I think a little bit too much, but also somewhat deservedly so.
Okay.
I think that he is very good on his champions.
Fair enough. I think for Wildcard, it's basically just Team Luke.
I think Daps is real
but...
good too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Unfortunately, the situation happens for third game, right? But
yeah.
Yeah. No, my experience with Wildcard is basically if Team Luke is not 1v9ing, their team is really, really bad.
Yeah, or if Panda doesn't get
Zeno
Udyr.
shows up, but
yeah. Panda needs Udyr too. But yeah, I think that like Wildcard, once again, they actually do have good early game plans, but yeah, after that,
for this game, it's once again the Udyr into non-Hecarim, so I'm not sure how Wildcard plans to get the Nocturne into mid game. I'm
Mhm.
assuming it's just pathing down and then utilizing the prior bot that they should have.
Mm-hmm.
From Udyr, I think it's pretty clear that IMT just hard outscales with the Seraphine, the Lucian, and the Aatrox is probably not going to die later.
Mhm.
So just opt into giving first dragon, trying to get the Rift if you can onto the Lucian,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think it's smooth scaling from there.
Yeah. So something interesting happened level 1. Wildcard, they gave a ward kill over to Quacker, so he hits level 2 on the first wave, which is really big deal in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, Dragoon loves to talk about how they just picked Aatrox, knowing Quacker was going to play Darius, but...
Oh, I'm sure he does. If anyone else is gonna know about this champion, it's
yeah,
it's Dragoon.
it's Dragoon.
I was actually talking about how I thought that Quacker should have started W and stepped in front of the wave level 1 in this matchup too, which he didn't do.
Yeah,
I have seen Dragoon do that quite a bit.
Yeah, Dragoon knows really well the limits of Darius matchups, right?
Yeah.
So if he knows he's gonna win, he's going to be in your face winning.
Yeah.
Oh, what is happening here?
We're coin flipping.
Oh my god.
So the big thing here is that Quacker just TPs first. And Tapoon still is not TP'd until now.
Wow. And he TP's there?
Yeah.
Wow, this is fucking unacceptable for Tapoon. What the hell? Why doesn't he... He's collecting the wave at tower, right? But
yep.
How big is the wave? Because this is like game-defining fight.
Pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, this third wave, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the mistake is just... The main mistake is from Potluck. He should just cross to top crab and then trade one crab for one crab. But he decides to flip it.
I mean, to be fair, they did kill Panda insta, but like they burned everything to kill Panda, and now the fight's over.
Yeah, and they also skipped the ball wave, right? The ball wave was coming into them.
Yeah, and then we TP now. It's wow. It was pretty bad from Tapoon. And also that wave's bouncing back into Quacker. Fun fact: who now has double buffs?
Yeah, I mean, on this timer, topside is really unplayable for IMT, right? So Podluck has to find his quickest way to bot side and not really get anything done, feels like. Because what is he going to do with Seraphine and Nautilus?
Well, the big thing too is that Wildcard, they didn't burn any flashes there, whereas Immortals burned 3. Yep. So Panda has a lot of places to go now.
And also for the mid lane matchup, Lucian is the one that wants to be aggressing in this matchup with Victor, essentially free scaling and trying to get out as many trades as he can.
Yeah.
And now it feels like Lucian's not really going to have much of a window anymore.
And Panda's even footing jungle matchup and got Crab respawn into a free dragon because everything else is taken on the map. And they have shove bot.
Yep, and now he can take Romp and recall the top side.
Yeah.
Up into another full clear.
Yeah, so Wildcard going for the flip. They actually played this out pretty well, like post flip, right? Like they're doing what they should be doing. And
yeah, I mean it was a good path down, good dragon take.
So I think that hold on, I called something out. Oh yeah. So the apprehend, Potluck stuns him, so he can't chain the Q to get the 2-man heal. And when he does Q, he only hits 1.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought, yeah, that was well played by Potluck. I called that out. I was happy with that.
Yeah, I think most people would try and just space it out as Udyr, right? Since you're so fast, you just stutter back and forth, wait for the E, and then stun.
Yep.
Which might have worked as well, but the stun timer was perfect.
Yeah, it was well. And then he goes in and takes the tricky nuggies too, which is
well done.
Yeah. Potluck had a good series. Unfortunately, it's hard for me to give like my player of the day to anyone except for Viper, but Potluck did have a good series. He will get honorable mention.
Yeah, I mean, for the other series, the best
Yeah.
player was definitely Viper.
Yeah. Okay. So this was a bit interesting from Wildcard because they
I mean,
skip out on finishing the Herald to just get a free kill.
mhm.
So they do lose some tempo from that, but they also get a free kill.
Yeah, I just don't know how bad the tempo loss is, right? Somebody
I
should
didn't
be
I
recalling
didn't
for the
see
bot
it.
wave.
Yeah.
But
I didn't see what the Herald was at previously.
mhm.
And then I was actually kind of hoping here. I think this is a state where like I think Wildcard are like blitzing 4 plates. I don't think they need to like hard shove immediately in the top side. They could have like kept on zoning Aatrox off the way before they start blitzing 4 plates.
Mhm.
Because since you see Keith bottom, you can just zone him off, and Keith like can't fully crash that wave to get plates. So you could like deny a lot of XP away from Aatrox. Now he does reset and they end up crashing afterwards. Joey has to catch it, so it's kind of weird macro from IMT.
Yeah, it's also a bit weird from Wildcard because if they're not committing the rift up here, having their bottom lane just seems pretty odd. I feel like they should swap back. Yeah, which they do right now. Okay, I actually like this now for Wildcard because that first turn on bot side and the Nocturne can just hop down. They have a dragon and they can use the rift to either distract or use after taking dragon.
Yeah. I just get team nuke 3 points. And use it to take dragon. Not bad. Also, I think that one of the more, I don't know if Wildcard thought about this with the flip or not, but the fact that Victor got kills and assists means that he has upgraded E way too early in this matchup, which feels
Yeah.
so good on Victor. And so like he's actually been able to like have prio and like also like keep things like pretty even in the top side.
Yep, and like I said, the Lucian has to be the one punishing, and once Victor has evolved, the punish is just so much harder.
Mm-hmm. So they get another point. Daption burns flash, but
It's not that bad. He just has to play safer for Lancer now.
yeah, I mean he's gonna play like that anyway. At least he should in this team comp.
Yep, exactly. Just keep the Ver safe and it's
Yep.
winning.
Okay, so lanes are getting back to where they were.
So to me now, it's like, how strong can both teams get for the next dragon 2 minutes 30?
Yeah.
There should be a lot of mythics coming down. Probably from the Nocturne, from the Darius. Probably from just about everyone except supports, actually.
And wildcard. Okay, so they got. How did Xeno get tempo here? Yeah, so Xeno has shoves, so they're overloading bot side here.
The energy
So-
sector, evolve. Yeah.
Yep.
And then this is their second Nocturne ulti, if they want to use it.
Yeah, Potluck's here to cover. He's got nothing else to do. He's just clearing top to bot, waiting for his red.
Wow. I really think they didn't need to dive, but if they just played a bit more aggressive and got the tower on that wave, I guess it doesn't matter, but
Yeah.
Victor loses probably a bit more than he should have.
Yep. And they're gonna burn TPs to get back in position for this dragon. And also, like, with that failed play, they also lost a lot of tempo on this mid, like, to dragon control, right?
Yep.
They're getting zoned out now.
Yeah, and like I said, this is like
Oh, this
the
was
most-
so... Alright, yeah. This was so grief by Wildcard. Like, they get
no.
triple rooted, and I don't know why Xeno's, like, walking in there. So he gets one shot.
Wow.
And then Varus just exists, so... And then Quacker comes in and does what he can, so...
Well, I mean, they only won because of their gold lead.
Yeah, they only won because, like, well, I think that Darius is, like, super busted into this team comp, but yeah, they only won because Darius gold lead. Luke and Daption did play that backside well, but that should have been a wipe for Immortals.
Yeah, I just think they went too far. IMT was winning that slowly, and then it was an overcommittal, it seems, and then the Darius cleans on the backside.
Yep.
I mean, now this seems really, really unwinnable for IMT. It's going to come down to Ocean Soul, which has really high value this game.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can't get on the Varus, he's going to get free DPS.
Yeah.
Oh,
Have you
doing the
seen a
EG
lot of
Danny
this?
build.
Have you seen? Yeah. Whose build?
The EG Danny build.
Yeah,
as we
yeah,
like to
yeah.
call it.
Dude, this build is
Yep.
sweet. Have you seen a lot of this?
Yeah, it's
disgusting.
It reminds me of the actual AP Varus that used to be played, right?
Yeah. So Luke
Nashers, Ginsus.
and Daption are split here, which Joey spots out because of this control ward they drop. And then they just full send it. And Luke doesn't flash towards Lantern, so he dies. He flashes in straight line.
I think this is mainly Daption's mistake, because I'm just not sure what he's doing in that bush. The Victor's clearing the top wave, the Darius is just in bot. Your only job is to Lantern, right? They're not going to defend the vision, so he should just be sitting back.
So they just cleared out the control ward in that brush.
Yeah. Now he just sits here, right? He could have ran around.
Yeah. Yep. So this is a bit of a miscommunication from the wildcard bot lane.
Actually results in them losing mid tower first, I imagine.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Do they actually lose this game? No way.
No, they win this one.
Okay. Thank God.
But this game's a little bit of a banger. Not all due to good play.
We already had 2 bangers VoD reviewing. The
No,
Norg
man,
series was actually really exciting.
It was a hype matchup, like having those two teams rematch in Proving Grounds. It's probably the two best amateur teams that we have.
I mean, I think EGP is stronger than the Barrage.
Oh, I would have considered Zeus before EGP.
I never know how to feel about Zeus because they put out really good results, but every time I think about their team, they just don't seem that strong.
Yeah. No one knows how to deal with Lorem's TPs, man. They're too OP.
I swear, I don't know much about the team, but I think Lorem is like micro-controlling that entire team.
I have no idea, but the TP angles that he's able to set up and like Dark Wings is just so fucking consistent.
Yeah, I really love Dark Wings.
Yeah. And then if Rhino has a good day, it's just like game over. So
I mean, once again, Wildcard's bottom lane is really just not on the same page. And I think, once again, I believe it's Daption's fault because he's just on very awkward angles.
Yep. And then they int in to try and save it, and they end up losing too.
Yeah, and that's their Soul and Nash timer.
Yep.
Wow.
So this is poor play. Also, Wildcard, like, they aren't really able to set up in the river this game at all. Like, they don't have any champions that can face check river.
Yeah, I mean, they have to be sitting on a pink ward if they want to engage themselves. It's just the Versal T falling into Thresh Hook, otherwise...
That or Panda has to get stupid, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and I really like how IMT played this out, right? So, like, they got in, they took all 3 top lane camps, they take Xeno now.
Yeah.
It's like...
Yeah, really well done on the setup here.
Yeah.
Waves timed perfectly, too. I like this a lot.
Yep.
I don't know if pulling Nash... Okay. Okay. They don't get the Nash off of it though, right?
Yeah, I think they were just pulling it to bait the fight. They're a low damage team.
Yeah, I just... the fight is nice, but I think they could have just gone on the top wave here. As you see, the wave is huge. The Victor is dead. The Varus is cut off. I think they could have
They could have
gone
taken tower.
probably the inhib. I mean, I
Yeah.
think tier 2 guaranteed, inhib tower almost guaranteed, and then maybe the inhib as well.
I like that call. I just want to get
Like you
back.
said, they're low damage, so their Nash damage is basically just a Lucian that has Gale Force, I believe. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think if they go top tower here, they're like they just. I guess
yeah.
it's not like game-winning gold or anything, but like you can at least kill off a wave.
Yeah, I mean, it's like at the end of every play,
And you keep tempo.
you want to get the best reward you can, right, without sacking too much.
Yeah.
And I just think the best reward is whatever they can get top.
Yeah. All right. I actually like that.
I mean, the fight ended up being pretty nice. But...
Yeah, I mean, like, it's good, but I think that they could have like gotten top and then gotten back out on the map, like they have first say again.
Exactly, because if they value tempo so highly, they can only opt into tier 2 and then back up after that.
Yep.
Save tempo.
And I think that it's really good for them this game because like wildcard don't have very many effective ways to get into the river. Okay, hold on. Sorry, my bad. This is a big fight.
Because I actually like the Nash pull. It seems like Top Rune just got. I mean, what the fuck is this?
He gets roasted. He doesn't have flash. This was a good fight from wildcard. Look at Luke and Xeno's positioning here.
Yeah.
They're like both around the wall. Neither of them get picked, and then it is front to back.
Wow. I did not expect that front to back to go wildcard's way, actually.
Yeah, watch how much damage Luke and Xeno do here with Quacker. Look at this.
Yeah, wow. They just dumped everything.
Dude, the empowered Varus arrow did like 1.5k magic damage to 3 members combined. Just gross.
I mean, I don't want to flame anyone, but I think Top Rune getting caught there is really, really
Yeah, Spoon getting caught there is bad.
Because, I mean, he's the only flanker on his comp. The Nautilus has to be hitting front. The Seraphine, Lucian, Udyr have to be just on front first. And he just loses his angle, gets caught, and then the front to back's not winning. Now Baron, reset, maybe they're first on drag still. I like this chase to delay the reset timers.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, they do get the dragon first. So there's no setup here, which like once again it's big that wildcard gets back here first because like they're able to actually get in first.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, Top Rune's just on the front to back again, right?
Yeah.
Maybe if they were set up first, they could have gotten a better positioning.
Yep.
Really good stopwatch from Panda.
Yeah, it gets the fear down on Keith, who they are able to take out too. And then once he goes down, Quacker heals too much, and the game's over.
Wow. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean,
wildcard played this fight, like the last 2 fights really well. They kind of choked their way to get here, but they played the last 2 fights really well.
Yeah. Their comp seems very awkward, but they're confident doing the front to back, and they're just winning them hard, so... Quacker, Darius is too powerful, apparently.
This AP Varus does some gross shit too.
Yeah.
It's also like just low damage, short range comp in the Darius. Like it feels so good to be Darius. Watch the Q heal he gets here. This is gross. Plus
1120.
1,120 health.
Yeah.
Seems good.
Mentally, there's no coming back from that fight for wildcard for Immortals. Sorry.
Quacker's gonna make me go play some Darius on the solo queue account. See a bunch of no damage and no range. Just play Darius.
Yep. And I mean, I have to bring up back the point that they opted into the Aatrox blind, and then the Darius was still open, which is.
If you do your research, oh, okay. Do your research against Quacker.
I mean,
Look at this damage from Varus.
Yeah.
498,
498.
216. And then Xeno has his laser on there too. I didn't
Yeah.
see Xeno's laser. But Christ.
I have some insider info on this that Immortals knew the Darius threat and that they were asking around, for matchups and stuff like that. And they made it seem like they would just be banning it. And it's just sad to see disrespect like this in the draft.
Oh, they respected it after this. Don't worry. As
They better.
Jensen just got back in the chats, like, said just in time to see this. Well, don't worry. We'll go over the next two, Jensen.
Welcome to the Quacker Show.
Yeah, Quacker.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, the Gale Force actually pretty real good, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, they just 2v4'd. And it's pretty much like a 1.5 E4.
Yeah, I really do not like the Gale Force Lucian this game, though. You can do some nice plays to kite out of the Darius and the Nocturne and that, but...
I think it's you have to do it if you're Lucian.
Really?
Yeah. You can also get out of the gravity field and like actually be able to like E aggressively.
Maybe. I just don't see enough damage in IMT. Because
No,
once again,
it's a low damage comp, yeah.
Yeah.
They missed their timer.
Yeah, low damage top and then tank jungle support into the Darius that's never dying now.
Yep. Yeah, no, they missed their timer. Like they almost pulled it back in the mid game. They found like 3 good picks. It was just the peel off the Baron where they were forced to front to back the Varus.
Yeah, absolutely.
Victor when they weren't finding the pick. I like the diagnosis though from IMT. I didn't like think about like on the cast like how hard it is for wildcard to face check. And I like the diagnosis they had for like a lot of picks in the mid game. I don't really think about that. Oh, this was almost a big throw from wildcard actually. Because Elder's up now. But they got back like just in time. And then they get just the perfect front to back fight. Like, look at the gravity field in this choke.
Yeah,
like,
nobody can walk
yeah,
through. Yeah,
Xeno is just untouched. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
Which Jensen?
What did they reset for after the Nash? Could they not have gone on the next mid wave? Because they lost setup because of it for wildcard.
Oh, I think they just needed to blitz it to the They just needed to blitz it to the Elder. I think that was their forte or mental, which I can't blame them for. That's probably the right move. All right, did you see this game, Hyami?
This
game
not.
Too? Oh my God. Okay, you're actually in for a treat. This game banged.
Okay.
As we get a generic Cameron Diaz working out in the ad.
At least I don't think I saw this. Oh wait, actually, I might have. I saw this draft. I just don't remember the game.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, wow. Yeah, I think wildcard is very, very favored from drafts. Like the Graves is awkward, but IMT doesn't get Udyr or Hecarim, so it's not that bad. And then the Veigar seems like it should carry the whole game. Cho'Gath shouldn't be able to walk through. Director's ear counter. Volibear can ulti through, technically, but that's about it. And obviously the bottom lane's not going to reach. And once again, they have the potential for the huge Varus front to back with Thresh Peel.
I feel like the bot lane handshake's fine though for IMT, and like Volibear can make some more early plays. Because like the one thing about Veigar is that it takes time. Like you need to get like one item on Veigar to be like have anything going on in the game. So they do have a couple timers for that IMT could use to like push around. And also Cho'Gath does slam Sion in that top matchup.
That is true.
It gets,
and I mean,
yeah, the Sion gets slammed harder than like what he should in this game. But it's the Cho'Gath does slam that matchup.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of team fighting later, IMT's goal is super simple, right? See the front, kill the front. There's nothing else.
Yeah, same for wildcard. It's yeah.
So it's just gonna be a huge damage check, but I mean, I think the Veigar swings it wildcard's way immensely because just the zone control that you get. Even though the Tahm Kench negates the picks a lot, in terms of team fighting, I think IMT's carries really like should not be able to breathe.
Both sides have zone control set up. Wildcard should have a hard time going around. Yeah, no, absolutely. The Cho'Gath zone control is real good. But we have Event Horizon. Let's go.
Wait. Yeah, I mean, Wildcard's only way in is the Scion, right? That's the issue with the comp.
Yep. It's Scion or find a lucky pick.
Yep.
So they go for late wards. Keith trades in River. They burn Sweeper to... Oh, they don't clear it out with Sweeper, actually. Okay, this is really weird. So, Panda goes for Light Invade with Quacker, and they just, like, watch how long this goes on.
I mean... I don't think this is what Panda wants to be doing. Because I think he should be trying to abuse his matchup once he has a red buff. So level 1, you're obviously not going to have that.
Yep.
I would have much rather seen... If he spots at the start, he can start red buff, do whatever 3 camps he wants for level 3, and then fight on the bottom side, and Varus Thresh should have prio. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but...
So the one thing that I thought was, like... I was, like, trying to think about this, and I was, like, trying to think of, like, why this could be good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
It buys him time where he can't be invaded upon by Pretty and Potluck because of the mid matchup.
Yeah.
But that's like the only solution I could think about. And what ends up happening is like what is a pretty brutal full court press from Immortals.
Mm-hmm.
Where like they have Pandas behind a camp.
Oh my god. Yeah. This is...
He wins this, by the way.
I mean, it's nice to know that he wins this, but this is
yeah.
Very, very bad decision.
No, it's not a good
Back to back.
decision, yeah. I 100% agree.
He doesn't have the sweep, and he gets spotted out on the way. Gets
And
engaged
top
on
lane.
first, has to flash out.
Yeah.
Top lane has prio. And like I said, I think the strength of the matchup, the Graves Volibear, is abusing your level 3. Like here,
Yeah.
he wins level 2 against level 3. But imagine if he's invading on the enemy red with a red buff and a Thresh behind him.
Yep. Yep. And Tapoon gets a humongous lead from this as well.
Yeah. I mean, the Scion should not be able to do anything this game.
No,
now.
Sion's not going to be able to do anything now. This is sick boy from Tapoon.
Yeah. He probably should have just played it slower.
That looks like some like COG EU versus World Elite like Season 2 World shit with Snoop. I don't know how far you go back in the league seeing Yami. That's quite the throwback.
I started watching Pro around Season 5, I think. Season 4.
Oh, okay. I'll find the clip. I'll find the clip for you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not quite that old yet.
Season 2, Snoop, Cho'Gath. All right, we'll go over the play after this game.
Sure.
We'll relive a good moment, a good player cam moment, honestly. Yeah. So this is a good response from Panda, right? He's just taking the wolves, but still, this is like
too little, too late.
Yeah, and Vigar like doesn't get to play the lane until like now. Like after next base, he's okay, but he's still is screwed.
Maybe I undervalued how bad the Graves is this game because he can't threaten mid, he can't threaten bot, so he has to play for jungle gap. But
they really prioritize Graves this series, and I get it because like Potluck is a really, really good Graves player, right? And like Panda's pretty decent at it as well, but I thought they put a really heavy priority on it.
I mean, I don't want to ego, but I think Panda's really fucking bad at Graves. I think he has no idea how the champion is played. And honestly, this game has proved it to me because the blue invade makes no sense, and then the crab fight makes absolutely no sense.
That's Panda though. He goes for shit that like doesn't make any sense, and then it works.
I mean, it should. There's a reason they're eliminated. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No.
If you make that many mistakes in a game, you should probably lose the game. Is my view of it.
Yeah, the funny thing is though is that they almost pull it back. And this Herald take from Panda was actually really good. He just dashed over at 8 minutes and soloed.
Yeah. I mean,
He had nothing else to
he's
do.
done good in the past like 2 minutes, right?
Yep.
Taking the full top side was a good trade, and then he full clears, or I guess doesn't full clear his red side, but clears his red side mostly, and then takes the rift, so it's a really good timer. And then on this recall to bot, he might have a timer with Ver 6 as well to blow cleanse, maybe a flash, heal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, this should be his timer. He's about to come back on the map. But Daption can't go in. And now it's a sad Graves.
Oh my god, dude. Joey just screws him.
Yeah. I guess it wasn't their timer.
It was Joey's timer.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, Graves is... It's hard after the early game, right? But he still found a clear up, and now he has the rift.
Yeah, he also got flash off pretty, which is really nice. And I'm okay just dropping this rift here to get 2 plates off in this matchup, honestly.
I mean, okay, the damage on mid tower feels really nice, but I believe after a flash is blown, they have something better in the next 5 minutes. Or not 5 minutes, 3 minutes.
There's the potential. I think it was like a later part of Rift. I understand like wanting to get a chunk on mid. Viger didn't get any of the gold though, which I kind of hurt because he could have gotten to Everfrost. Also, I love the Viger pick this game. I really like Cosmic Drive Viger Rush. I don't like Everfrost as much. Ever since I've seen Strampus pull that shit off, I know that Strampus uses like itemization spreadsheets. I'm a huge fan of it. I think it's actually like really broken. So you can go Everfrost second, but I like the Cosmic Drive Rush. I think that the move speed makes up for the Everfrost, like, you know, stun.
Yeah, I agree with you, especially since, I mean, Vigar's whole champion is basically his cage. So more cages, more wins. It feels like Wildcard can't play through any lanes this game. Because they're not able to play through bot, I think... off player gap,
my
I
god.
guess. Yeah, wow. We're depressed now.
So it's not as like it's like not really. It's like kind of like Keith and Joey played this lane out well, but it was honestly because of the jungle interaction at the start.
Yeah.
And like in the very early lanes, like I think Luke Daption kind of screwed up like the early trades. You have to win this lane level 1.
Yeah, I think they messed up level 1 through 3, and then they didn't utilize the proper Graves pathing, so they couldn't abuse their early game further, and now they're just choked out, right? And then Jinx has Kraken, kind of running away with the game.
Yeah. And IMT is up 2k.
Yeah. Because at this point in the game, I don't know how you're supposed to punish the Jinx, or the TK, or the Cho'Gath, or basically anyone, right? The only timer that there is Pretty Flash is still down, maybe look for something.
Yeah,
and then on next timer, blow it again.
Luke starts getting a little bit desperate here.
I see. I like the look.
I could see it. It's like clever. Like you're like testing like someone's reaction speed though. At this level, it's It was
as you said, it's desperate, but it's only one kill.
It's optimistic. But... It's optimistic for sure. And this was really nice from Immortals. At least the idea.
Yeah, the TP. If the TP is a little further behind, it's beautiful. But
I'm okay with it just because dragon spawning and they needed to get back on position anyway.
Wow, this ends up winning.
Yeah, Quacker TP'd.
Wow.
Yeah, Quacker TP is like way behind right here.
Could Joey not have stopped his reset earlier? He was recalling in the bottom bush. Oh, it was just last second they saw Graves dash over.
Yeah.
I think it's just a miscommunication then. Because Potluck was positioning to threaten back towards bot, and then Joey was just committing to reset. Good punish.
Yeah. They get dragon.
This stops the soul threat for another 5 minutes. Not bad.
Buys Viger some time. This Cho'Gath is getting way out of control though.
Yeah. After the double kill, he's not going to be stopped this game.
Only going to be stopped by Event Horizon. To which I would love to ask Tapoon why. I understand why he ended up going for the Ninja Tabby, but I feel like Mercs are a little bit too valuable against Vigar, especially because I don't think he has tenacity in his runes.
Yeah, I mean, I like the tabbies better, I think, because the only reduction that you're gonna have is on Varus ulti, slightly Varus E, and Vagar stun, right?
No,
There's like
he's going AP Varus again,
okay.
so you would get some from that, and then also the tenacity against Death Sentence chain.
Mhm.
Oh, small thing here. I love Keith's traps. They're so like these are so good against Luke, because now it
Yep.
just funnels them into here, where they go for the engage, and it
Yeah.
looks so good.
Oh, Palak went a little too fast.
Yep, just a little.
If you got the shield and the bonus HP from the ulti,
Mm-hmm.
that was really, really good. But it still results in what they want. They get the mid tower down first, and now they get to control the game through the jinxed TK never turned on mid. We can see some of the strength of the Vagar already with the amount of cages he's putting
Dude,
out.
look at how lucky Wildcard is with this
Yeah.
fight. like actually though, like they did a decent job like managing the health bars. It is a front to back, so you can kind of calculate that. But like,
Yeah, I
oh
mean, I
my
think
God.
it was decently well spaced, but if one or two of them died, it could have been fair.
If one of them dies, Keith cleans the rest up.
Yeah.
He gets excited with the Tom Kench. And yeah, like when you group up like in front to backs and you have Vigar against no flankers, it feels so good.
Yep. All right. Well, they're gonna get the soul point here. I imagine, at least. They have first setup. As we said, it's pretty hard for Wildcard to go into IMT setup. The only thing they have going for them is the Scion. I do not like this from IMT at all. What is going on?
Yeah, this feels really...
Nah, this is just troll. The Tom Kench is still not able to reach. The Azir TP is not a flank, and he just wants to be front to backing anyway. And they also had first setup on the Dragon.
Yeah.
I do not like this from Immortals at all.
Yeah, it didn't turn out well. And also, you're fighting into a choke against Varus Vigar.
Yep. Seems
Feels
like
bad.
they still get the Dragon, but... Oh? I think they could have opted to rush it when Wildcard was stuck on the left side with low HP bars. Now they're just dancing, waiting for Pollock to come back.
Look at... Yeah. Look at this event horizon.
Wow, Cho'Gath just walks into it.
Yeah, I don't blame
for...
him on that one though. Like I don't think he could see it like with the terrain or like the wall.
Yeah,
his model's also
probably
huge.
not.
And then Panda was also like just ignored everyone, just like went straight for Keith.
Yep, I like that look in the team fight. As
Now,
much as I hated on Panda earlier, he's done a few good things since.
yeah, so this was kind of a weird exit from Wildcard. Xeno has no mana, and so they can't contest the dragon, so they have to seed. So they go for the blue buff instead, and then just catch the waves. So they're down soul point now. But they at least got some gold injected, right? I agree with you. I think that this play is like a little bit too forward from Immortals. And also Pretty can't commit because he doesn't see the cage yet. This would have been his only angle to commit. And they already lost someone.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I think a lot of this level of play, in terms of like high collegiate, like amateur, and like low academy teams, people tend to forget their win conditions way too much. And IMT has to realize we're a front to back team. We have first setup, play off the setup. Because they played into the chaos that favors wildcard.
Yep, definitely enables a skirmisher like Panda to do work. And he has
Yep.
LDR now in the double tanks, so he actually does some decent damage. And I guess triple tanks with Tom Kench.
People were talking about RFC versus LDR on
Jinx second item.
LDR is really fucking bad here, I think.
Yeah, you only get to hit Scion. I think RFC does let you interact with like other stuff. But like I think the issue is like he only ends up pumping damage like in the Quacker because it is a front to back.
Maybe? If they think they're lacking damage in the front to back,
dude,
I guess they are.
Look at this. Well, this is just Tapun's just too far up.
I guess it's just a pick, yeah.
Yeah, Tapun's just too far up. But like
yeah,
still, Cho'Gath just gets erased.
For the Jinx build, if they believe they need more damage, which I guess this year went Luden's Comet, so they're not gonna have that much damage. But I don't think Wildcard's that tanky. It's basically just Scion's HP. Okay, well, Dragon min 50. Maybe the spot tower goes down, but it still all comes down to Dragon. Soul for Immortals.
Wildcard has just been finding like so many good setups.
Yeah, a lot of good cages, a lot of good Varus positionings.
Yeah. And the Viger has Cosmic Drive now second, and going into Void Staff. I think I like this build a lot.
Yeah, I think this game, Team Luke and Daption have done much better playing their Varus TK.
Yeah.
Or Varus Thresh.
Daption was fucking on point this game.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I had to call him out last game when he was off his.
No,
shit,
no,
but...
that was
this game
correct.
He's doing good.
Just like, and also I love like what Quacker's doing in these fights. Like he's so beefy.
Yep.
Like he just
Wow.
zones everyone out, and then they just focus one by one, right? They're the front to back comp. So Potluck gets
these fights
by the
in
piercing
both
arrow.
series, like both series, are really, really well done. I'm not going to lie.
Dude, no, this game was really high quality of play. Like actually, like it was really good play coming out from both teams.
Yeah, there's some mistakes about like the fights they're taking, but I think the mechanics inside of the fight, the people using their abilities and positioning, are really solid.
Yeah, no, yeah, the fights were really, really. This game was really tense.
Yeah, I mean, I would tend to think that Wildcard is favored at this point in the game because
they are favored at this point in the
front
game.
To back,
yeah. So. Also, like the Vigar scales infinitely. He's level 16. Yep. So Immortals, they see they're behind. They go for the semi Hail Mary Baron, and then they get it. And then Quacker has a beautiful ult, and they just the cage comes down. There goes one. And then they get the second one from the ultimate from Varus. They get two. But honestly, pretty worth it for IMT just to get Baron off the map. And they don't really lose anything for this.
Yep.
Because their waves were in a good state.
What kind of information did they have before? Because Graves and Varus were in base. Did they see bases? What's going on?
Yeah, they had to have.
So it's right.
Oh, they saw a Viger bot.
Oh, they saw, yeah, and they had a ward on Graves at the last second, and it expired, I think.
Oh, they did?
I saw something.
Oh, yeah, he got pinged. He got pinged
on his face.
Yeah.
So, they saw Graves recall, they saw Veigar bot.
Good call.
It's a good pull.
I missed that on cast. Shit.
It's hard to see.
Yeah, some of those are hard to see, but I spend most of my time looking at that mini-map, so... I forget what I was talking about there. I think I was still, like, going through the replay. I just missed it out of the replay.
Okay. Graves is actually really strong right now. As useless as he was early, this is... Wow. This is some good fucking items.
Yeah, if he gets on a squishy, it's pretty doomed.
Somebody's going to die. Oh.
Alright, so they got Keith's flash.
Hard.
Yeah.
Just don't chase too far. Perfect.
Yeah, they got Lantern, yeah. Yeah, Daption was a monster this game on the lanterns.
Yep. Yeah, he stepped it up.
Yep.
All right, back to
But
Seoul for
yeah,
IMT.
but IMT they do turn it, and I'd say like that. I know that Tapoon's like been getting isolated. Potluck scoreline looks pretty ugly. But the good thing for IMT is that yes, they have a Tom Kench, but their carries have yet to die this game.
Yeah,
Pretty big.
Their carries are playing. I mean, this is what I love to see from Academy and LCS players. To just play consistently well, get small leads. They both still have CS advantages despite being down 8 kills now.
Yep.
This is really clean play from their carries.
Yep.
And I think that's what a lot, like, what's been, like, the difference between a lot of teams is just how clean does your carry play? Because if they play like this, you're going to win some unwinnable games.
And this was won technically at this state.
Yep.
Like, I think at this state, like wildcard, it's not unwinnable for IMT, but wildcard's heavily favored.
Yeah, definitely.
So Joey has to burn cleanse. Nice rupture. So the big part about this fight, I won't spoil it actually. Panda has to go real deep to get kills.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
Pretty just cleans the fuck up.
Wow. Where the hell was Xeno going? Because I don't think Pretty... I saw a really good cage that was stopping Pretty from doing the shuffle he wanted, and then he got through anyway.
I'm kind of interested to get a second look at this fight, just because this was the game-deciding fight, and it was very, very, very close.
So this is a good cage, right? The Cho'Gath can't play. Tom Kench's already out of the fight. And then they're looking for a Sion ulti.
They get to Poon with this, right? And they're still zoning Pretty out.
Yeah, and it's a good ulti from Sion, chasing forward.
Yeah, he just steps past this one.
Yeah, I think this was a little... I think this was a bad cage from Xeno. He could have placed it in the middle of the wall, preventing both sides from really going in.
I'm actually gonna really nitpicky on Xeno here. Where does he use Everfrost?
I think he uses it here on his next cage, right?
Yeah. He should. Okay, he should save Everfrost here. I don't think the Everfrost is necessary. I know this is like really nitpicky, and any player like in this position, like I wouldn't necessarily blame them for using Everfrost, but because like this cage, when it misses Pretty, it's the first cage in the fight where you're not defending the rest of your team, right? Like every cage has been like somewhat in the middle. This cage is over here, and the rest of your team is over the wall.
Yeah, I think the Everfrost usage, it's hard to debate, but I think this cage usage is really...
Oh, I know. I 100% agree that like this cage usage, like he's fishing for Pretty and he doesn't get him, right?
Yeah.
But if he has Everfrost, he might be able to cancel what comes out of Pretty because we'll slow down the fight because
Pretty's then he just
Pretty
goes like
Smurfs.
right on the edge.
Because if he still has Everfrost here, like he could use it.
Yep. Yeah, Luke would not die here.
Yep.
And then I think he's also just chasing the Tom.
You can't be chasing Tom there. It doesn't matter.
We have
Tom's
to
out
playing
of the
together.
fight.
Yeah.
Also,
I don't see what Graves did this fight either.
He gets melted right here.
He just gets one shot
by Pretty. And Keith somehow gets out, and also because Panda gets melted, he gets excited, and it like just squeaks out, which is crucial.
Wow.
It's really crucial because now Xeno's out of mana, and so he goes for something stupid. But honestly, he kind of had to. And then they just lose because they would. And like honestly, like this game, it still isn't lost. Like, I know that like this is Mountain Soul, but the game's still not lost because of like how disgusting Wildcard's comp scales. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean they have enough damage. The Vigar's gonna be pumping. The AP
they have 2 void
always
staffs.
gonna front.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, Pretty played that fight really well.
Yeah, Pretty was fantastic that fight. It was huge.
And now, I mean, I just don't see how he doesn't run away with the game now. To me.
Well, he doesn't have flash, so they do have a small timer.
That's true. Yep.
This AP Varus build, by the way, it's so broken. Yeah, no, it is. Curse whoever did the math on that, for real. It's actually so strong. It's making me want to play solo queue again, which is usually a bad thing.
It feels like tanks just don't even exist against that build because of the percent HP.
They really don't.
Like 3 big tanks on Immortals, but Team Luke is still pumping damage in fights.
Also, I think the big thing from this too is that Jinx is at 4 items now, which is significant.
Yep.
And
Yeah, and like we said,
Daption.
it's just. Go ahead.
Oh, Daption like gets chunked out heavily here.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward front to back comp from Immortals, like we said, and now they have enough tankiness and they have enough damage, so.
It's like more even footing, but I still think that like the Vigar, like Varus can do it. But
Yeah,
it
it's
is much
complicated, but
easier
still.
for Immortals because Keith has really good range now with RFC, rockets. But Xeno gets caught. And the game ends.
Okay, yeah. I mean, they couldn't punish the flash timer from Pretty, right? And he got everything.
Yeah, I think that Wildcard like should just be more patient until Daption gets back there too.
Yeah, most likely.
Because Xeno, like, once again, he stepped up and gets caught. And the
Did they
lanterns
actually
from
end?
Daption... Yeah, the lanterns from Daption had been so good all game, and he just was chunked out, right? He wasn't back in that fight yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they just end.
Wow. I mean, Pretty has to be the player of the game for that.
Oh, no, yeah, he absolutely is. Okay, you want to see the Snoop A play while I go dig up the VoD on my channel?
Absolutely.
Alright, hold on. Oh, I can't, okay, I can't play the audio or else the VoD gets muted.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what it reminds. Dude, look at him in the player cam too.
Yeah.
The player cam is hands down the best part of all this. Yeah,
Wow.
like Froggin's like tapping him on the back, like, dude, that moment like is so actually like so cool, like in the player cam.
This is Worlds playoffs too. 1-1. Wow.
Yeah. I think this was a best of 5, but this is the series that never
I
ended.
imagine.
They have a replay? No. That was the series that never ended because they had DDoSing issues the entire time.
Oh.
That
Yeah,
was
I've
the
heard about
legendary
it.
series, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, hold on. I've got to... My
Yeah,
stream's
yeah.
a little bit scuffed for this. XT did his best. He's a Smurf producer. Alright, here we go. And we have to deal with the dark screens. Alright, so that's the draft.
That's fine. Let's see.
And then we won't talk too much about Yasin. We don't need to, but
I mean, I think Yasin does the same things that I forgot his name. Who was playing?
Daption. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he does a lot of the same things.
It would make sense. He's been the understudy for this team because I was talking with Myra about him.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to figure out like what to tell broadcast. And she's like, yeah, like he's like been like with the team, like studying under Daption, like he's talented, just like not experienced, so he's stepping up for this one.
Fair enough. I think this draft, the main problem I see is that Gnar can't be punished. The Volibear Renekton can do a lot of work in the early game, and if they can get dives with Xenos Prio, the Gnar never gets to the point where he's too annoying to deal with. But if Gnar goes unpunished, he's just going to run away with sideline. And then the team fighting from IMT is still really, really strong with the Varus, the Ori, the Hecarim.
I mean, the only thing I see like with this game is like, I think that the big point is that I think that Wildcard wanted Orianna B2, B3.
Okay.
And Immortals took the Ori really early for Pretty.
And then the Zero matchup doesn't seem like ideal as the counter.
Yeah, Wildcard, like they're happy to play Renekton into Gnar, and they can punish it early, but I mean, this is just, it's a timer comp, right? Yep. Look at all the other things that like outrange and out-interact it. And I think that the big part about this game is actually the fights that Immortals took and where they took those fights was really spot on.
Yeah. I think in terms of in the setting of a series, game 3, final game, and you draft something that has to win early game for Wildcard, it just doesn't seem like how they want to draft.
Not only has to, well, I think it is how they like they've been playing this comp a lot. Like their first series that they lost against Dig, they played 3 games Renekton and 3 games at Udyr. And like they're pretty decent at this, like hitting timers. And so I think that they just like wanted to get back to this. But no, you're right. They need like a 2.5k gold lead, like going into the 15-minute mark for this to be successful, right?
Yeah. I mean, they have some options later on, like Kaisiska as well, obviously, Azir as well. But once again, the Gnar gets unpunished. You don't really get on the Orianna easily.
Yeah.
I just don't know how much value the Gragas supports brings this game. Obviously,
it's pretty good. So it was like the R5 counter. I like it into all of the melees that Wildcard has. It's so good in the melee picks. And also in lane, you can kind of handshake with the Alistar. Like, Yasin actually blowing flash level 1 is pretty smart. It's the only way you can like possibly win a trade in that lane.
Yeah.
As Potluck's up here to cover Tapoon from the dive, but this gives Pan the double crab. So I like the early, like the first 3 waves from Wildcard. Once again, I think that Wildcard as a team is actually was very good at this. How they like their first 3 wave setups is usually very solid.
Yeah, they needed to put in work in the early game, and I mean, so far double crab.
That's step
is
1.
Pretty
Yeah.
good, stalling the recall. So
Yeah.
I like this.
So the Gragas, you can also it's not a reliable but like if you are able to pull it off, it's tough, but you can headbutt the pulverize and cancel the Gragas combo or ally combo as Gragas. Yeah.
I mean, oh wow.
Oh yeah, we had an observer and they missed this. So the wave was shoving back into Tapoon, who based and walked back, and then Panda just like
he just
takes his Gromp and comes back on up, and they double flash on him and he dies. Yeah. Something that once again Wildcard does quite a bit, and they they force his TP out with this wave too.
Good punch timer. Tapoon probably should have realized that Hecarim was pathing up anyway, so if he just waits 1 wave, stacks a couple creeps, he can get back a bit safer. But good punish, really good punch from Wildcard.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how I feel about like Quacker like fully shoving it out. I feel like he might have been able to pull the wave and like TP back to the tower and then like try and like have like a freeze wave state to like get another timer earlier in the game where they can like punish, but I think that he just crashes here to take control of that river and guarantee that they get full court press and they're able to take Dragon.
I think pulling, I mean, okay, to push is forcing the TP, right? But if he pulls the wave, even if Potluck just comes and they break it, it's wasting tempo from the enemy team, and then you can play on the bounce back and play for the dive like we talked about with the Renekton Volibear being super strong. I'm hoping still to see that. So Nova Chase, no? Yep. Oh, wow. I'm surprised that went Wildcard's way, actually.
Yeah. So
Volibear has no Q, no E, and they're chasing into the enemy team.
Yeah, like they get 2-man shockwave. The flash from Xeno here was really big. He flashed over the ult.
Yeah, I actually think that's what carried the whole fight. Because if Xeno dies, the fight is just lost. Even if it's 1-for-1 with the mid laners. Wow, I missed that. Really well flashed.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't have replays for this one. At least we can get all the resets.
True.
It's actually better from this perspective. I'm very pro replays for broadcast, but for VoD reviews, actually, this is much nicer.
Yeah, go back and forth however you want.
Yeah.
The Hecarim still has a huge advantage. I'm not sure why, honestly.
It's because he got in the bot side of Panda's jungle and he went for that top lane again.
The top play. Yeah. Wow.
Potluck pathed really well this game. Like every single thing that Panda went for, Potluck at least was able to answer somehow. Like, and that's kind of how you're supposed to play this matchup. So it was good play from Potluck.
Yeah. I mean, like I've talked about for every single game, the Udyr and the Hecarim are by far the fastest junglers. So if you don't match the clear speed, you have to match with plays, and this is what happens when it's not enough. It seems like. So
I like this from Immortals. They dropped the ward just to. They don't have a TP up. But like once again, they're just threatening, and they at least bleed out Luke a little bit as Xeno gets. Yeah.
Wow, what is Panda doing? Because the way I see it, it's still the same thing that they have to look for: mid prio into top dive.
I also
And
just don't know how like Xeno got in this situation.
yeah, I mean, he should never get solo killed, but
Yeah, you
I
should
just
never get solo killed in this matchup.
I don't see why Panda is trying to go through top first when he should be going through mid first, and then he can get the enemy Raptors and the enemy Krugs even if there's no dive opportunity. I'm glad he still goes for the play, but I
Yeah,
think the
no,
setup is wrong.
they still get the play. And they get first brick.
This triggers me so
Well,
much.
not first brick, but yeah.
What? I mean,
the dropping that early.
Yeah, I mean, he just fucked up. They had the free tower if they wanted.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it's pretty basic. The lower the plates, the more armor it has. So drop the rift.
Yeah, I'm just balding. Yeah, like this game is like, it was weird because like wildcard, like they're making like all the plays they have to make. There just be like small things that like they just drop tempo or like slightly fall behind and eventually just broke their back.
Yeah, I mean, they fucked up on getting the tower, and then Xeno obviously got solo killed, and now they're not able to stack dragons, so they're way back in. I mean, I think they have to turn through mid the whole game. If Oriana has no flash, she'll be dying, and if she does, then just blow it.
This was another weird one. Really nice ult from Joey. I actually missed that. And this is like...
It's just awkward positioning for wildcard, right?
Yeah.
And they still have shockwave at the end. Wow. Okay.
So like the TP here from Quacker, like...
This
I guess if he ults, he's full
top
health.
runes TP. Oh. Oh wait, he TP'd on behind there,
Yeah. I just feel like it's...
I mean, okay, Team Luke, Yasin, and Panda are not able to reach this play at all.
Exactly.
Positioning.
And that's why, like, I think that this is such a good fight for Immortals, because, like, fighting in this choke against, like, Renekton, VoD, Alistar, like, if you aren't able to get on top of people, like, what do you do?
Yep, absolutely.
Also, Joey, when he goes down, it's a really nice barrel there to, like, zone Xeno out from doing more damage.
I like that.
And then Keith is just free hitting. I know he's lethality Varus, but all he does is auto this fight.
Wildcard just seems a bit on edge for this one because they saw the dragon die and they saw the enemy walk out, and Panda was still in their own tri-bush when the enemies were leaving through the pixel.
Yeah.
And now they're behind with the team that needs to win early game.
And Paulo just got a quad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Hecarim's basically never going to die, so...
No, this is like where the game should have been like really over. And to be fair, it is kind of over, but also Wildcard like actually almost play their way back into this with a botch from Immortals later.
I mean, to me, the most important thing at this point for Wildcard is playing off their spikes. They need the Liandry's on Azir to have enough damage. They need the Kraken on Kai'Sa, and until that, they should not be allowed to win a fight. So you see the Liandry's coming in now, and maybe you can fight through mid lane with Mythic advantage. The Ori just blue flash, maybe get a kill on her and go to a side lane. And also the camp tank on Panda already, so he's able to threaten that mid lane even easier.
Yeah, I would actually love to see a mid lane execute coming down. I mean, they have Shurima Shuffle with Panda, right? Like, it should be pretty easy. Instead, they kill Tapoon again. Which, to be fair, is still a positive play, but...
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's not really about the results. It's more about the process. Wildcard's process.
Oh, yeah, okay. So this is where things get questionable for Immortals.
That was really well played from Yasin.
Yes. Yasin goes insane in this fight.
Oh my god.
And really good from Luke, too, to follow up on that angle.
Oh my god. Step out of the barrel? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was impressive stuff, honestly.
Yeah, that was really good. The first knockup from Yasin was actually insane.
Yeah, I think Gragas body slammed him slightly back into the Varus, and Keith
Mhm.
hit Yasin once and then just tank tower and gets absolutely obliterated.
Yeah, really good from Luke too to recognize that angle.
Yeah. Wow. That was some really good awareness.
Yeah,
The
it was
Shuriken
really
shuffle
well played.
barely missed, but
Yeah, that was a bit of a bummer, but
you know, coming into this series, I expected to watch some worse League of Legends. I won't lie. There's been some really good fights.
no, I think that Wildcard was like actually a legitimately good team. They gave Dig and Immortals like very good series of play. I also love this play from watch this from Wildcard. Like they're up against Poke Varus, right? They just see him right here and they just go.
Yeah.
I love it. It's really
Just
good.
send it.
Yeah. Like that's one way to beat the Poke, right? I mean the fights, like the objectives is yours right there.
Yeah, I think this is them realizing their win condition much better than the dragon fight they had earlier. They know they have to go fast, and they go fast.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't overchase. They just get a clean kill, go into the objective, and get a win from it. Really good stuff. All these games have been so back and forth just through team fights, purely.
Yeah, that was a oops though from Wildcard.
So what happened? I mean, Panda just got caught.
Panda gets caught, yeah. He was clearing out control ward, and Potluck is just fed out of his goddamn mind and shoves him back twice. Because he burned Flash and all to make that play, right? So like, that control ward, like, that doesn't matter. Like, this is like where Wildcard should like reset. Like, they can seed Rift and like get back onto the map and like make first play somewhere else.
I don't even
Rift
think they have
out
the
game. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even if okay, they can give the Rift Herald, but even if they don't want to, I think they had time to get back on the map.
Yep.
Yasin was just coming from Fountain. Xeno was from Fountain or from bot wave. I think he was rotating from bot, and Panda just got caught too early.
Yeah, they would have had their cooldowns up for that too, if they did reset, right? So
yeah, and worst case scenario, it was good. The easier bottom, you push mid lane, and that's it.
It was a good call from Immortals to go for that. I mean, Panda was definitely out of position, but Immortals pushed really hard and got 2.
Yep. Yeah, I really like the flash boulder from Gnar.
Tapoon's Gnar is very good. I know it's been put behind a significant
some bad things have happened.
Some things have happened this game.
I really do not like the poke Varus this game. I think it is horrible.
I can kind of see it, but also, like, knowing the AP build exists, and you get to do that damage to both squishies and tank targets, I like it. I would have rather seen that.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I can see why it exists, because you just outrange Kai'Sa Azir horrendously, and then you can make sure that they're never able to, like, contest objectives. Alright, here's where things go wrong. It was a little greedy from Luke.
We just can't be going that early.
Yeah, you gotta wait out some more cooldowns.
Even at the level of the LCS finals, right? We saw this type of stuff from Sven and Tactical, where they just go too damn early.
Yep. I know as this play runs out and Joey gets ran down, I also know that it was first pick Kai'Sa, and Immortals did take a lot of champions that deal really well with Kai'Sa, so I like that punish in draft too. I feel like Immortals draft in this was easier to execute, in their wheelhouse, and good into what Wildcard's throwing at them.
Yep, I agree.
So
it's so interesting to see.
Good game.
Yeah, because I said that Gnar would be really impactful, and so far he's just gotten perma-farmed. But I still think on 2 items, it's like really hard for Quacker to do anything. Quacker and Panda.
Xeno gets rooted, so Yasin ends up dying. The barrel from Joey is really good. It's like another strength that Gragas has in this matchup, so that you can just control Alistar heavily. But Wildcard, they push. Team Luke is free hitting here, but he's like just never able to like get on the right members.
Yeah, it's just not quite enough damage on anyone.
Yeah.
I don't know the math on the demonic embrace from Xeno, but it seems really bad because the defensive stats are pretty much wasted in my opinion, because if you're gonna die, you're probably gonna die anyway.
Yep.
So I think a Void Staff or going to Zanya second, or even a Nashor's Tooth would have been
Yeah, I
better.
think you still got to go Nashers. So the demonic embrace, they made it so that with the Leandry's changes, there isn't like anti-synergy. It made Varus do no damage to him. That's actually true. You get a lot of resistances from that item. But there's still no Nashers on Xeno. And Wildcard already has issues with damage at this point in the game.
And I think if Varus went on hit as he should, then it wouldn't matter how much damage Varus does to
Yeah.
here.
Or AP Varus.
Yeah.
Why? Once again, Wildcard, though. They have a sick find here. Look at this. And they just burn.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they just flash on the Keith, and he just melts.
Yeah.
But then we
I mean,
do the thing.
Shouldn't
wait.
be Nash. Okay.
They thought. I think that the crab dissuaded them. I would have wanted to see them just do Nash, just like bait a fight. Like they're so tanky.
Yeah.
Like just get a favorable fight. But I think that with 3 ultimates being used to make that singular play, they felt like it wasn't the right play.
Yeah. The only reason that they might have been able to is because Oriolti was also down, and Volibear can just permanently tank the Baron with essentially taking no damage, and then Renekton just stays on a flank. But it seems reasonable enough to not go for it either.
LDR for Kaisa, because she has to. Find a pick on the Joey, which is pretty nice.
Okay.
That's before Dragons, so they could get this next one. They do trade that for gold in the top side, but overall I do like the play for Wildcard. How did Panda lose so much health? He loses it right here. Where's Panda? Oh, he gets chunked out by Orianna trying to run on this play. Wait, and then he steps up and just gets
runs at
Varus
Varus and
ulted.
gets Varus ulted. What?
Yeah. See, like, if I'm Panda, I want to hit base, like, right after this control ward.
Yep.
But he doesn't.
I mean, I think the Nash is too hard to pull, so controlling topside here is useless, and then they should have
Yeah,
first
you just
on drag
base
anyway.
and just get drag, yeah. So, like, he never based here. Oh, I didn't... Okay. This is one that I could have called out, but I didn't. And now he needs to go heal off a camp.
I mean, he should have still reset anyway, I think. Wow. Okay. They got caught being lazy on recalls.
Also too late. And Luke got chunked there, and it's a Seralda's Varus now too, so that damage is pretty significant. He needs to heal off the wave, which he does. Tapoom pops Mega, so they could wait this out. And I still, like, I love the positioning from Immortals here, because, like, look at Keith, like, when he, like, sits behind that big-ass wall. Like, if Keith's here, it's just impossible to deal with him.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that is the instance where poke Varus is easier, right? Or, like, better. It's that he controls space like that.
Yep.
Especially with the ulti coming back up here, I would like to see Immortals start a dragon. Maybe Ori's not able to reach around if they do, however.
I think they want Tapoon to start stacking up Mega.
Is he able to charge it? Charge up?
Yeah, he just started charging it now.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, this is so unfortunate for Wildcard, actually.
I think... What happened?
Luke gets caught by the shockwave, and he doesn't flash it.
Yeah.
I honestly think if Luke flashes that shockwave, they wipe the fight. They wipe, yeah.
Because as soon as I saw them coming out of the bush, I thought Wildcard was going to hard win this fight.
Yeah, I think that if you flash a shockwave, like, they just straight wipe.
Yep.
Because he could, like, if he flashes over that shockwave, then he forces the flash from Pretty, and then he follows up on both of them over the wall, And I
Yep.
think he has stopwatch, so even if he gets hit by chains of corruption, he could have. No, he didn't. Okay. So he would have had to use Killer Instinct to dodge out on that, but no, he gets
I mean,
caught.
even then, if you flash the
That's just
ulti
game.
and then you get both flashes from the enemy, get the
It's
dragon.
it's worth and you Killer Instinct to like the rest of the fight and just like take the 2. That's the other thing is like he could have Killer Instinct to like the Hecarim and the Joey and taken 2, and they could have wiped, but he went for the big play.
Immortals was extremely split. I mean,
the good old humanoid effect.
Pretty is, I mean, like I said, I didn't know like essentially anything about him, but he's been doing really well in these games.
His
what I'm seeing.
Orianna is his best champ. Coming into the series, it was his second most played at 4 games, and he was 3-1 with like a 12.3 KDA. The stats back it, like also like objectively, like you've.
I mean,
now that you've got he's very good at the champion.
They won the game purely off of that play, so.
Yeah, and also like he's been just rock solid the entire game.
Yep.
I actually like the point that you brought up earlier about the consistency of your carries, and how that like has been really good out of the academy teams so far, and like a difference between like them and the amateur teams.
Yep.
Yeah,
and that's also the biggest difference between academy and LCS.
Yeah.
That's why you see players like Tactical being promoted to LCS.
Xeno just eats the chains of corruption and then doesn't. Zanya's the arrow. And he gets one shot.
Wow. And I guess that's it.
Yep, it is.
Yeah, they all get cleaned up. Yeah, I mean, in terms of like MVP from this series, to me it has to be Pretty.
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's
1v9 in game 2, consistent. Even in game 1, he was consistent.
Holy shit, this game was so close watching it back. Yeah, no, I think Wildcard could have wiped that dragon fight. You guys would have been in a nice position as my camera goes full green back to non-green. Alright. Well,
good stuff from Yasin this game, though. I really liked the bot turnaround on their bot tier 1.
Yasin played very well.
Yeah,
that's a really high ask from Yasin. He played really, really, really well.
Yep. Yeah, especially subbing in. I don't know if he ever scrimmed with the team, but...
He never scrimmed, but he had access to every scrim.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So I would kind of count that. As I mean, it's got to count for something, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think being able to watch higher tier scrims is of great value. I mean, especially for our team, it has helped a lot being able to watch Dig Academy, Dig LCS, and just seeing team fights, approaches to draft, counter matchups, stuff like that. It always helps.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, man. Well, before I let you go and do like the rest of the housekeeping I've got to do, you have anything else? Anything else you want to say before you hop on out of here?
No, I mean, I think I had a good time. We had some good points, and honestly, the series were really exciting. I did not expect amateur to be this exciting.
No, the wild card series was really good. With IMT, it was close, and they gave Dig just as close a run for their money too. I must say.
And like we said, even the losing teams, Barrage had a beautiful fight around Dragon in game 2, I think it was. And I mean, Wildcard also had a beautiful bot turnaround. I think there's just a lot of good stuff in the amateur scene right now.
Yeah, no, the amateur teams have looked good. So I know that obviously you guys dropped out and Wildcard dropped out. Like even in those like 2 losses, like there were still good moments from both of you that I think you guys can walk away and say hold your heads high.
Yeah,
about
absolutely.
That. So yeah. All right, Hyami, where can we follow you before you go?
At HyamiLol on Twitch, Twitter, basically everywhere. Instagram, anything.
Cool.
That's where you can find me.
I think. Oh, it's just guest today. Yeah, I got it. All right, good old Nightbot with the command. All right, dude, I'm going to head out and then just do the last 5 minutes of housekeeping before I wrap up the stream. But thanks for joining me. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. I had a good time and I learned some things too.
Yeah, it's always fun. All right, dude, talk to you later.
Yeah, talk to you later.
All right, that was Hyami. What a guy. Still a little bit of housekeeping to do, as we do have games tomorrow that I must predict. That I'm actually casting tomorrow as well. I got back-to-back days, which is kind of weird, but so I actually have to go prep when I'm wrapped with this. So glad I was able to get it done. But let's take a peek at what the games we have. Oh, first off, player of the day. Jensen, I know you're here to say pretty please. I appreciate you standing up for your boy, but it was Viper, dude. Like him getting like that weed on Jace or like Renekton and Jace and snowballing that through and like finding carries in every single fight. It's so good. He's so good. Pretty played outstanding in game 3. Was a big carry. Other standouts. Honestly, man, like Nowork's such like a well-oiled machine. It's like hard to like pick any standouts from them specifically. I'll shout out Quacker. I thought Quacker played pretty well in all 3 games. I know they lost. And then I'll also give Keith a shout out. Keith positioned really, really, really well. Yas only played 1 game. They too can. I thought, yeah, Keith positioned and played really well. I know he got cut out twice, I think, in that last game, but everything else is pretty solid. Okay, guys, so we are on to... Whoops. Day 9. Which is tomorrow. Which is... What is tomorrow? We've got... Losers round 2. You'll be casting our series versus 100 Thieves as well. No. I am casting tomorrow. So I'm only on these. Yeah. I don't know who's on the day after. But tomorrow it's Kangas and I, so I'm excited to get paired up with Kangas. XT was fun to work with. I work with XT a lot as a producer. I've actually never casted with him. He doesn't cast a whole lot anymore. That he's like getting real people job money for producing, but it was fun working with him. But Kangas and I've worked with Kangas quite a bit, and Steve's a great guy. So I'm excited for that one. I always like working with Steve. Get out of here. Okay, what are my predictions for tomorrow? Well, let's do these. Okay, so this is losers round 2. Easy one. Dig fly. Does Dig get a game? Oh, my bad. Thanks, Elk. Does Dig get a game? Tomo too good. I think Spawn's like actually rock solid though. I really think Tomo and Spawn are similar players too with like how they like to play. See, like it's tough because like if we get the Dignitas that beat Wildcard in game 1 of their series, I think that Dignitas can like roll FlyQuest. I just don't know if we get that Dignitas for 3 games or like 2 or 3 games. Dig does have side selection. That does matter a little bit. They did finish higher in the regular season. They also... Oh, well, it doesn't matter. They actually have it because they dropped in later, I think. Man, I really don't think it fucking matters. I really like how FlyQuest play. I think that FlyQuest, like, they don't have the strongest individual pieces with some of the players. Like, I don't think Kumo's the best top laner in the tournament. I don't think Triple's the best mid in the tournament. I think Triple's pretty good. But the way that, like, they play, and they play this very... They seed their early games. They don't play for early game, and then the way that they set up and they manage, like, the rest of the game, it's very good. And I think that they will ban Nidalee. They will get NXI Lilia. Or they'll get NXI a matchup where he feels good. And I don't think they're going to play in Italy tomorrow. I think... And I don't like... I think the Dig are... I like how FlyQuest seed early games. I think that Dig like have tripped over their feet in a couple mid games in transitions, and I think that FlyQuest punishes that very, 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 very hard. I have faith in FlyQuest. Also, Elk, did these guys meet in Northern Arena? How'd that go? Help Acadian over NXI. Yeah, no, I think side selection's like somewhat important. I don't think it matters that much. I think this one might change, but for now I'm pretty set. I really think the FlyQuest is a stronger team. The only matchup I'm worried about is Thorlo and Nakumo. But I think that there are enough champs in the meta right now where Kumo can get something where he's comfortable. Your EGP, Vodder, how did Aspect get MVP? Oh, dude. Aspect was insane this series. Him and Shiro, like, carried that back from the depths of hell. Games 2 and 3, but Shiro really only did game 2. Game 3, it was the Aspect show, man. He's actually just too good. He clutched it out so hard. Who's winning the whole thing? My favorites are Norg and EG right now. Yeah, he did Smurf game 3. Okay. Okay, so 4 VoD reviews for this week. I will be doing them. So there are games. Oh, shit. I actually am going to fall so far behind in VoD reviews. Okay. I promised I'd go over every single game. I'm going to still do that. But I'm actually taking a trip this weekend. I'm going to meet up some friends. We're getting an Airbnb, and we're going to go do like a bunch of hiking and stuff. Because we're all getting COVID vaccine, or we're all somewhat vaccinated. Everyone is 2 vax, but me, and my first one, I'm getting on Thursday. So I'm excited for that. But I will not be doing VoD reviews for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. My goal is on Monday, we have our podcast for Proving Grounds. We don't have a guest yet. We talked to Tim today, which I'm uploading after this. But my goal is on Monday of next week, I'm gonna do like a super day and VoD review like everything that I missed. And I want to try and get some players from like the winning or losing teams if they're up to it. I also know that I have a lot of people to get back to on VoD reviews to schedule like for like these weeks. Like I know Array, you reached out to me initially. I've got to get back to you to have you on here. I might like have to like do a couple pairs, but I just been kind of like scheduling as weeks go because I freelance, so I only know like the schedules that I have like on those days. You should get Joey. Yeah, I'd love to talk to Joey. Joey's a few interactions I've had with Joey. He's a really nice guy. So I honestly would love to talk to anyone. I've had collegiate coaches on here. I had other casters on here. I had players like Kiami who played in the tournament in here. I'm down for anyone. So yeah, I'm just trying to like I still like have a list of people I have that like I have to get back to, and I'm like trying to somewhat honor the first come first serve, but I'm mostly sticking like I'm trying to stick to like people like closely involved with the tournament. So like Joey would be awesome. Ido Cubby VoD review. I'd grab Ido, but I know Array's in here, and I've got to get him on. I had Fizzy reach out to me actually from TSM, so I might try and reach out to him this week as well. A few others. I've got a running list that I've saved, because I want to make sure I like honor and get back to the people like reached out. I think it's fun to have guests like bouncing ideas off each other. Like this is, I originally got smart about the game because I would sit in our arena at Miami and I would shoot the shit with Hatham, who is the data analyst for TSM. So we would fucking break everything down, and, you know, whoever had the better idea in the end won. Which was usually him, but it did craft some better ideas of my own. We also had this running joke where I said that Anivia would always be meta, and she's not now. But, like, back then, like, Season 5, Season 6, I thought she was still Giga OP if you played her well. And I still think that Anivia is, like, a really niche pick that's super broken, but not as much now. Too many champions in the game, just wreck her. Too many new champs. But yeah. Alright, let's find someone to raid. So yeah, that will be my schedule for the week, but